You guys can fucking do that.
I was not. Were you the retarded emperor?
Hey everyone,
Hey.
welcome to the Movie Busters, episode 15.
Oh,
And worse.
movies. That's what we do.
Oh, busted out on these movies.
We're definitely gonna be busting some movies. You know, we're gonna live up to our name finally.
Man.
Worst of 2019, and also best of 2019. And we're also gonna talk about our most anticipated of 2020. New year, new decade.
Yep, this is start of the new decade.
Because it's been a year since we first started the show.
Yep.
So technically, this is the year 2.
Yep. This is year 2. And Alex, you pretty much said this is the start of season 2 of the Movie Busters.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully, we don't get canceled.
Yay!
Wait. You said what?
Hopefully, we don't get canceled.
Oh God.
But anyway, yes, we're gonna go through our worst films of 2019 first.
Yep. Let's get all the out first.
I mean, no one's watching right now, but everyone knows who we are. We got our names here.
Yep.
Good enough. It's a name tag. Don't need introductions. You know who we are. Anyway, but
if you don't know us, I don't know why the hell you're even watching us.
Look out.
Are you watching us?
Hey, if you're new to the podcast, just shut up and listen, okay?
Us 4 are the only 4 people you should ever listen when it comes to movies.
Oh my God.
If it's good, then go see it. If we say it sucks, then just shut up.
Just as a forewarning to everybody, we haven't seen every single movie that was released. There's plenty of we didn't get to catch on time. Movies that
we have live.
We're praying. Yeah. Well, I don't. And I still didn't have time to watch everything. But yeah, there's movies that were hated that we didn't see, like movie Cats and Charlie's Angels. And then there's movies that people loved that I didn't get to see, like Jojo Rabbit and The Lighthouse. And
we got a chance to see Jojo Rabbit.
Get to see that either.
I got a chance to see Jojo Rabbit and Lighthouse. They were really good.
Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas. But yeah, who wants to start first on the worst list?
Alex, you go.
What's that?
Top 5.
So, anybody want to volunteer to go first, or it don't matter?
Yeah. And you want
Alex,
no one wants to go first. I'll go first.
Well, you know what? I'll go first because, like, I want to get all my dishonorable mentions first before I get to top 5. So I'm just going to rattle them off really, really quickly.
Okay.
All right. So the ones that didn't make my top 5. So this is like 30 through 6. Okay. So I'm going to rattle them off really, really fast. From 30 to 6. Okay. The Silence. 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. And I agree with Alex on this one. Midsommar.
Oh.
Okay.
Didn't care for Midsommar.
Oh.
I thought the whole twist at the end was pretty stupid. That's just me, though. Ugly Dolls, The Haunting of Sharon Tate, The Curse of La Llorona, Jexy, The Gallows 2, Countdown, Tyler Perry's Family Funeral, The Addams Family, Pet Sematary, Shaft, Hellboy, Gemini Man, Replicas, Serenity, Dark Phoenix, The Black Christmas Remake, Terminator Dark Fate, and now Escape Plan 3, It Chapter 2, Men in Black International, Charlie's Angels, and the one that didn't make quite the top 10 was The Kitchen.
Wait, you saw Charlie's Angels?
Yeah, I saw it on my Fire Stick for free.
Why?
Oh.
I don't know. That's because I've liked a lot of Kristen Stewart movies lately. Like, I saw Megan Love.
Underwater is actually pretty good.
I didn't see Underwater yet. I do want to see that.
I didn't either, but I heard it's good.
That one though. She's been in a lot of good movies ever since she left Twilight, and she's a pretty decent actress.
Not Charlie's Angels, from what I heard.
Charlie's Angels suck.
Both Jeremy Johns and Stuckman gave Underwater good scores.
Fuck Stuckman.
I will.
And then the one that didn't.
Anyway,
And then the one that quite didn't make the top 5 was The Kitchen.
Which is that one?
That's the one with
Kitchen.
Melissa McCarthy, Elizabeth Moss.
Okay, I was about to say, like, is that a McCarthy movie or something?
Yeah. So that's 30 through. So you guys caught all those, right? 30 through 6.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those didn't quite make the top 5. So now
That's a lot of mediocrity there.
let's get into the top 5. So number 5, worst film of the year for me, Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Oh,
Did not see that. So. Yeah, me either.
I saw
I'll let Thomas talk about it more. Just go ahead.
I saw the film twice on my Fire Stick. The first time I saw it, I kind of ignored like all the negatives and all that stuff because I wanted to find some positives. Then I watched it a second time and I liked it even less because
Because of Jason Hughes. I mean,
now
mostly.
the writing is atrocious.
Because I heard he was like rusty, like he wasn't very good.
Well, yeah, I'll get to that when I get to my points. But yeah, I was disappointed in this because I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. And Alex is as well. I mean, me and him talked Kevin Smith quite a few times before. Love Clerks and Dogma and Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Chasing Amy and Clerks 2. I mean, the guy, that's a really great View Askew universe. And I tell you, once Kevin Smith started smoking pot on Zack and Mary, that was when he started to change. And, you know, I like the films that he did, like in between. Like, I like Red State and Zack and Mary and Tusk, but I hated Yoga Hosers. That was unfun. And that now Kevin Smith is back into his universe, the View Askew movies, and goddamn, he dropped the ball on this big time. Okay. Some positives I can say about the movie. Jason Mewes does have a few good moments in the movie. There are a few funny bits. Like there's a part in the end where they're talking to Ben Affleck's character Holden from Chasing Amy, and he makes a Bruce Wayne joke, and he says like, how did it go, Alex?
He said that when you're young, you feel like Bruce Wayne, but when you become a father, you become Thomas Wayne. And the mother, her name escapes me. And he looks at the
Her
camera.
name escapes me.
That
was fun. I thought that was a really good joke, but yeah, there was
that was the best scene in the whole movie.
But then like there was a lot of really Jason Mewes seemed a little rusty, and it was just so depressing seeing an old Silent Bob, an old Jay, an old Brody, and it's depressing to see how old these guys are now doing this kind of stuff. And I know Kevin Smith said, I remember him like on one of his Q&As, he said like an old Jay and Silent Bob, that's a stupid idea. He's actually right. I mean, it is kind of a stupid idea when you look at this. And I thought there was like some underuse of characters, like the Justice character from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back that Shannon Elizabeth played, very underused. Once again, Kevin Smith puts in his daughter Harley Quinn Smith, who I don't think is much of an actress at all. I don't buy her being a tough and her cursing and things like that. I don't buy that. I can't see her like doing that. It kind of comes across as laughable. And then and there was really a lot of pointless cameos. Like one of the worst cameos in the whole movie is Matt Damon's Loki from Dogma. Like the way he talks to the camera, he's like, "Hi there, my name is Matt Damon, and you might remember me from Dogma. You're probably wondering what happened to Loki in Dogma." Like that's how he talks to the camera.
Yeah, this movie's so stupid.
And Chris Jericho was in this as a Ku Klux Klan member. So that probably tells you right there. Chris Jericho as a Ku Klux Klan member. Oh my God, man! And
you hated the movie more than me.
What's that?
You hated the movie more than me.
And then one of the first, I knew this movie was in trouble when the first line of dialogue came out, and it's Brian O'Halloran as Dante getting arrested at the Quick Stop, and he goes, "I'm not even supposed to be here today." And I'm like, "Fuck, Here we go."
Yeah,
it's like they're trying to redo everything from the past and do it in a half-ass way, and yeah, it's just But like I said, there are good moments in the film. Like I think Ben Affleck really good in the parts that he has as Holden. Jason Mewes has some good moments in there too. It's just there's a lot of and on top of that too, like there's a courtroom scene where they make Power Rangers jokes because like they're saying like a lawyer is from Saban Films because that's the company who released this. Was Saban Films who did the Power Rangers movie. And then they do all these. And I swear to God, you have Justin Long's character from Zack and Miri Make a Porno in there back again. And like I said, there's a lot of pointless cameos. Craig Robinson is the judge. You have Chris Jericho and Chris
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Hemsworth has a really lame cameo as a hologram. Oh my God, man, Kevin Smith. It just shows that like he doesn't have the writing talent anymore for The View Askew. I think this is what happens when you smoke weed when you try to write. Like, your brain is so fried from all the pot. Yeah, I mean, I can go more on and on about the film, but yeah, this was a really severe disappointment and things like that. And I really do hope that Clerks 3 doesn't get made. I don't really think Clerks 3 is really necessary at all. I mean, if this is the way that Kevin Smith writes scripts nowadays, and I can definitely see why Jeff Anderson doesn't want to be involved in Clerks 3. I mean, I agree. I agree with Jeff Anderson. I mean,
now he changes his mind. Now he's on board.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he does change his mind again, but I don't know. But yeah, this was a really severe disappointment for me.
And Kevin Smith lent him some weed, and then he got him high, and then Kevin Smith did Clerks 3.
Yeah, but yeah, this movie is just and I'm trying to think.
I just want to say this: if anybody's watching and smokes weed, this is not we're not condemning pot smokers. I have plenty of friends who are pot smokers, so it's not. Just Kevin Smith shouldn't write scripts if you were getting.
It's like you don't have to write scripts. You don't have to be high while you write a script. And if you watch the interview with Kevin Smith and with Joe Rogan, he pretty much admits he wakes up and wakes and bakes all day.
Jordan Peele said it best. He had an interview about smoking weed. He said like smoking weed is good to give you ideas, but not to execute them. That you gotta be sober.
You can't be like doing weed while you write scripts because then
if you're smoking weed for other purposes than medical purposes, then you're just fucking doing it to just get high.
I'm no hard feelings towards
him. Let's tell it like it is. Like
I mean, some of that no hard feelings toward Kevin Smith. I mean, if he's happy smoking weed, like good for him. Yeah, I know he just had a heart attack. He's healthy now. He's happy. Like,
I had to take a heart attack.
Seems like a nice guy. Like, good on him, you know. But I don't think him smoking weed like that, writing scripts like that's not a good idea. I mean, you saw what happened with Yoga Hosers, and then you saw it again with this. Right. I mean, yeah, this was a really bad, disappointing movie, and really disappointing considering I'm a huge fan of the View Askew universe and really big fan of the Kevin Smith's older movies. And yeah, I was really excited for this, and I liked it even less the second time I watched this. I mean, pointless cameos and just I can go on and on. But
I was gonna tell you, Thomas, you could just not consider this movie canon.
So that's my number 5.
I guess I'll go next. My number 5 is a movie I was looking forward to. I was like, bummed out that it turned out bad, and it was the Pet Sematary remake or re-adaptation. But yeah, I know. Rob's laughing at me. He's like, I thought you was gonna suck. Yeah, because I was like, oh man, I thought like, okay, you can have potential to make something like almost as good as the 2017 film, but they really dropped the ball in this one because like, now I appreciate the original movie more because
the original was a classic.
Because like, okay,
they changed a lot of stuff in this movie from the book. It's not even that close to the book. The Mary Lambert version is actually closer.
They have the father being killed instead of the little boy. Like the relationship between the dad and the old man was not existent in this one. Like they barely
John Lithgow was miscast.
they barely even talk to each other. He's more the old guys. He's more friends with the little girl.
Brown is bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Welcome, you resilient bastard.
Yeah, like John Lithgow's character, he's more friends with the little girl than Dad, the new one.
Even poor John Lithgow couldn't save
No
it.
friendship, development with those two characters, and no one was like, okay, why?
I liked some of the stuff between Lewis and the daughter. There were some of the conversations they had. That was actually okay, but other than that,
I didn't really care for the family.
no. It's the same thing you've seen though. It's the same thing. They moved to the house.
And like the ending kind of pissed me off because like, okay, you guys are just like why would the dead care about burying other people and make them? That's like you're going to Cemetery 2 territory in that one, you know.
Pet Sematary 2 is a way better film.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like that movie.
Pretty much.
That's an underrated movie. It really is.
I don't like that movie.
Mary Lambert actually directed it too. So
I know she did. Wow, it's very different from the first one, which is what I don't like about it, actually. But the one part that actually was good was when the little girl comes back from the dead, and then like Jason Clarke is like brushing her hair, and then you see her skull.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like
That was disturbing.
yeah.
But like that really stood out with the movie. I was like, oh man. And the trailer gave away the twist.
it did.
Yeah.
Again, it's like the way they did it, in the actual movie, it's like oh, like that would have been like a surprise.
Right.
But then again, this is another Jason Clarke movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
Good
not
point.
where they spoil the end, not the ending, the twist,
Right.
the trailer. Yeah, what like poor Jason Clarke is always get spoiled all the time. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to say, like other than hopefully there's no sequel for this one.
There probably is going to be.
Because like the way it ends, like so it's just stupid.
And by the way, Chucky Doll had a comment right here. The movies he's excited for in 2020 are Birds of Prey, The Turning, Venom 2, Bad Boys for Life, Black Widow, Fast and Furious 9, Scoob, Top Gun Maverick, Quiet Place 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Godzilla vs. Kong.
I agree with some of those.
Cool. Yeah, but I'm done with Pizza and Joint. I got nothing else.
I can't. It's pretty forgettable. I can't. That's why it was on my honorable mentions list too. All right, so I guess did Rob or Dan want to go next?
Okay, my number 5 is Terminator Dark Fart. I
was like thinking about that movie the other day because like I was watching that show that we did, Terminator. I was like, oh.
I think Rob pretty much summed all this up in the Terminator show that we did.
Unless you got something new, that's it. Like there's something
new. No, not really.
No.
I think if you watch everyone's go on YouTube and watch people do the reviews of this movie, they all say the same thing. John Connor dying in the beginning totally screwed everything up. It screwed the whole movie. And people can't look past that because you've built everything. You've created this universe. So, again, they're disposing of what was created and they're trying to go with something new. But in my opinion, that's not how you pass the torch. Why couldn't – I've explained this before. Why couldn't they have –
There was no torch.
I'm saying why couldn't they have the girl work with – be like a John Connor lieutenant or something. Like John Connor's still there, but he's not the main focus. Let's have someone else be the main focus and have John Connor in that universe. Why couldn't they have done that? They could have done that. I feel so bad for Eddie Furlong. Like,
yeah. Well, he got paid, so.
Well, he got paid, so.
Yeah, but in my opinion, that's just a waste. Let's have him be like in 3 seconds of the film, and then that's it.
Yeah, he was probably thinking like, oh, this might be like my comeback.
I think they should have owed him that. They owed him that. They needed it.
Furlong's had it tough the last few years with drugs and all that stuff. He deserves another shot at like another big time gig one time.
He actually had an interview after the movie came out. He was talking about the John Connor's death,
Right.
And he said, yeah, he's like, yeah, it was cool to get paid and like be a part of the franchise again. But he was the same thing, like, yeah, but they blew me away at the beginning, you know. So you could tell that he was disappointed, but he wasn't like angry about it. He was like, oh well, it wasn't my story, so they decided that, so whatever. He says like if they would ask him to like actually return, he would do it, but
Yeah.
He did say that.
he said that, yeah. He's open like
Okay.
At least Eddie Furlong took it in stride. I mean,
it was probably the biggest paycheck he had in a long time. I don't know.
I heard Eddie Furlong's doing better with drugs and all that stuff, which is nice.
Yeah.
I know what Tim Miller was like. He's like, I ain't ever working for James Cameron again. Like, he ain't ever going to work with him.
Because that was James Cameron's idea of killing off John Connor.
Yeah. And that's so weird.
It's a stupid
It's so
idea.
weird for James Cameron to be like, oh, I created this baby, and now I'm going to kill this baby.
Fuck James Cameron. He seems like he's lost.
What is wrong with him?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this
Well,
Terminator
you do hear James Cameron is correct, so
Terminator Genesis. Now Dark Fate. That's the true. Oh, it's the true sequel now.
Yeah, now he's all about Avatar.
Fuck it.
who gives a damn about Avatar?
Fails, honestly. Fail.
Like,
So, like, number 5. We've already gotten deep enough into.
Yeah, I think Rob pretty much summed it all up in the Terminator show we did.
yeah, watch your Terminator show.
Terminator needs to just be. They just need to die and just be done.
We saw it die. I mean,
Just
we're very high.
it needs to officially die. Just be done. Stop making them.
All right. Well.
All right, Dan.
All right, so my number 5. How are you calling it? Disliked movies of the year?
Worst. Yeah.
Worst.
Yeah,
So-
favorite worst.
So out of my top 5 worst, this is the only one on my list that I actually was really looking forward to, and then it disappointed me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was It Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
The it kind of, not to compare, but most people say like the miniseries, part 1 was more enjoyable than part 2, even though I enjoyed both parts. I agree with
I
that.
enjoy both parts too, but I think the first half is better than the miniseries.
Yeah. But yeah, the cast just didn't have very. I mean, they didn't have bad chemistry, but the chemistry wasn't there like the kids.
I honestly think the chemistry in the miniseries in the second half was better than with the adults.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Mhm.
We have pretty big acting powerhouses in this movie, and they just weren't able to.
Yeah, I mean, you figure you got like James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, and Bill Hader, and
Just stupid scenes like that Paul Bunyan scene.
oh my
Yeah.
god,
Well, here's the thing. It's like that's the problem. Like, some of the CGI I thought was really good, and then some was really bad, and it really pulled you out of the movie. And that's a scene that I would have.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Like that scene, you can't legitimately say that was scary. It's like,
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the Paul Bunyan scene in the novel?
Directly in
yes,
the book,
a lot of that stuff was.
I
Even
did.
the miniseries didn't have that crap.
Well, they wouldn't afford it. They couldn't afford it. So
Well, but still, I mean,
Like when Stan went into the house and heard the voice, and he was coming down the steps. That scene was better than any of the scenes in this movie.
mhm.
Yeah, I thought what was it? Well, here things that I did like was I didn't have a problem with the third act. I know a lot of people didn't care for the third act with like the giant Pennywise spider. I was okay with that, and I also
I thought the way it ended was stupid when they mocked him and they turned into a clown baby.
Yeah,
I didn't really care for that, I guess. But just overall, just disappointing. I mean, there were elements that I did like, and I hate to say the length was a bad thing, because I guess when I'm watching it, I'm not like, wow, this is taking forever, but it seems like they could have definitely edited it down to make it more.
Even though the miniseries is about 3 hours long per part, that flowed better than anything this whole movie.
I still don't know how Henry Bowers is walking around.
That's what I was going to say. Well, they kind of ruined his character altogether.
Yeah.
In this movie,
it's pointless.
he was Yeah, he had. I know in the first movie there was some comedic elements, but I thought those kind of worked. In this one, even though I thought adult Eddie was probably one of the better adult actors, like some of the stuff that they did with him was just like the tone was too much of a shift.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I was really excited for this movie because I loved it, Chapter 1.
I was too.
I hate when there's it's almost like one giant movie, but this one almost like tarnishes the first one in a sense. It felt so long too.
You can just watch the first one and ignore there was a second one. Just say the kids kill Pennywise at the end.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, this is definitely the movie, only one on this list that I was really looking forward to, and it really disappointed me. So that's it.
It was in my top 10. So
it was definitely one that I was really looking forward to, and yeah, it was on the same level of just Jay and Silent Bob. Very, very disappointing.
It's just like I said before, just the characters as kids are just more interesting.
Even the adults in the miniseries in the 90s was more interesting. I like that cast better. I like Richard Thomas.
I like either part two. So it's whatever.
But the thing is, I like the cast of the adults in the miniseries. I love Richard Thomas, John Ritter, Harry Anderson, may he rest in peace, Tim Reed, Annette O'Toole, and and it's just, I just like that miniseries overall better. I prefer Tim Curry as Pennywise. I love Bill Skarsgård, but Tim Curry will always be Pennywise for me. He always will be Pennywise to me, Tim Curry.
All right.
Yeah, but I can definitely see why that's number 5. Very disappointing too.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess we'll go to number 4.
Number 4, I guess.
I don't think I'm gonna have much to say about this. I don't know why the fuck why I saw this. I really don't know why.
What is it?
Maybe just because I like what I like some it's like you only live once, and I saw this for free, so I'm like, hey, you know what? It looks like a dumb, stupid movie, and I usually am a sucker for dumb, stupid movies, but I don't know why the fuck I would. I guess I just watched this just to put this on my worst list because I knew it was going to be shit. I'll just say it right now. Playing with Fire.
Oh, is that a John Cena movie?
With John Cena.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, John. And I like Keegan-Michael Key. That's probably one of the only reasons why I was curious, because I like Keegan-Michael Key. I'm a big Key and Peele fan, and I like some of the stuff he was in. Yeah, he
was in the
and on top of that too, it's I'm just gonna go through. I'm trying to remember who directed the movie. I want to see who directed it real quick. Oh, this is Andy Fickman, the guy that did Race to Witch Mountain. I'm trying to think what else he did.
He does kids films with wrestlers.
He did The Game Plan with The Rock, Race to Witch Mountain with The Rock. He did Parental Guidance with Crystal.
Hold on, Thomas.
Who?
Did he direct Mr. Nanny as well?
Andy Fickman?
Because it seems like he directs family films with wrestlers.
Yeah, The Rock was. We figured he directed The Rock and The Game Plan and Race to Witch Mountain. Those are kids' movies.
That was before The Rock had a huge ego, like he does.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and he also did Paul Blart 2. Yeah, and I mean, and I like Keegan-Michael Key. I like John Leguizamo. I like Judy Greer, Dennis Haysbert. But my fucking God, man, you talk about just down the bottom of the barrel, kids' toilet humor, and I mean, all the toilet humor that you saw in the trailer is pretty much what you're going to get the whole movie. And I can tolerate toilet humor, because I like juvenile humor. I will admit. But when you overload it this much, I know it's appealing to families and things like that. John Cena. I don't know why John Cena keeps getting acting jobs. I really don't know why.
I agree. Yeah. In Bumblebee, I didn't think he was that bad in Bumblebee, but still, I would have preferred somebody else. Honestly,
I like the part where Bumblebee smacks him. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some funny things in that.
Part of that movie.
I tell you what, John Cena better knock it out of the park in the Suicide Squad, because
I hope he dies in the movie.
You won't.
You know what? Maybe he might be underused like Adam Beach's Slipknot. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, I hope he's the one that gets killed in the movie.
Yeah, fuck John Cena. Yeah, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I don't know what more I can say about Playing with Fire. It's just a dumb, stupid movie.
You're playing with fire by watching a John Cena movie.
So that
Okay, that's number 4.
that is numero cuatro, number 4.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah, speaking Spanish, that's good. Anyway, my number 4 is a movie I was kind of interested in because it was like, oh, okay, you can do something with this franchise, but they dropped the ball. They didn't do anything with it, and that is Men in Black International.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I.
Yep. And once again, this is the kind of movie, once again, with SJW, hashtag SJW.
Just not even
Thor and Valkyrie together.
Right.
They didn't have
chemistry. But they forgot to have Taiki Waititi direct it, so that's why
they had more chemistry in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Who directed this, Alex? And Black International.
I don't care. I don't care who directed.
You know what? I want to get the fuckers. Hold on.
But it wasn't the same director as the first 3. It wasn't Barry.
I want to get this fucker's name. What's this motherfucker's name? Oh my god! It was fucking him.
Who was? I remember. It was F. Gary.
Oh my god! I forgot it was that.
Not even worth mentioning his name. Just toss this shit in the trash.
Was it F. Gary Gray? Right.
Oh my god, F. Gary Gray, what the fuck were you doing?
Right. I know. Oh yeah, it was him.
The guy that did Friday and The Negotiator. And my fucking god, a lot better movies than this. What the fuck? Weed were you smoking when you did this goddamn piece of shit?
Thing that Kevin Smith was.
Yeah.
Maybe Kevin Smith was loaded.
They have the same weed dealer. But anyway,
this movie is a piece of fucking shit. I tell you.
Again, it's like, okay, I always felt like you can do more with this franchise. Like, oh, you can expand the universe and, show a little bit more of other alien races and creatures and other planets.
Liam Neeson.
Men in Black was really that big of a series to even do this.
No, it has potential, though. It's like, it's one of those things like, well, they kind of just like stuck to a formula, just having Will Smith and Tommy Jones. And
Liam Neeson was wasted.
Which, like, yeah, you don't really have that dynamic with Chris Hemsworth and.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Alex. I don't think Chris Hemsworth is really that funny in comedies.
Oh, okay.
I don't like his humor in Avengers Endgame.
I think if he has the good material, he'll do fine.
His humor in some of the movies, like Ragnarok.
The thing is, though, with Chris Hemsworth, outside of the Thor world, out of the Avengers world, he picks these shitty ass projects: Black Cat, Ghostbusters, Men in Black International, Vacation, Red Dawn. Like, they're all pieces of shit, dude.
So,
granted, I think Ghostbusters is way worse than Men in Black International. Granted, but because I think Chris Hemsworth gave a worse performance in Ghostbusters 2016 than in this, but I don't really find. Maybe Chris Hemsworth just needs to pick better comedy projects because, when you don't have anything to work with script-wise, then you look pretty damn bad. If you don't have a good script to work with.
You know what, though? I don't know if I consider this worse than Men in Black 2 because I don't like that movie.
I like the first. I like Men in Black. I love the first Men in Black. Men in Black
1 and 3.
3 are the only good ones. I was like,
I thought 3 was really good.
Yes, what made those 1 and 3 work was the first one it was Tommy Jones and Will Smith, and the third one it was Will Smith and Josh Brolin. You had the you don't have that here.
Tommy Jones have excellent chemistry in the first Men in Black.
And
in the third one, great dynamic duo between him and Josh Brolin as the young Tommy Lee Jones. Really, and Josh Brolin really did a great job playing the young Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Had that voice and talk like him. And the dynamic with him and Will Smith was great. I mean, Will Smith, that's easily one of his best roles is in Men in Black.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It was pretty forgettable, man. I don't remember what the movie was about, honestly.
Well, it's probably for the better.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
It's almost like they're trying to remake the first movie.
One of the things too is there was no creativity.
At least I can remember the second one.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as that was, but like this one, nah.
And that's why Men in Black International.
Or Men in Black International.
That's why Men in Black International almost made my top 5, but it was number 8. So
it made my top 10, but
yeah,
it did make my top 10. Yeah.
But yeah. The big twist, like Liam Neeson's the bad guy.
He's such poor Liam Neeson, man.
Mm-hmm. But,
if you want to see Liam Neeson in a better movie from 2019, just go watch Cold Pursuit.
Didn't care for that movie.
No, I didn't see it.
It was a really
oh, you didn't like Cold Pursuit, Rob?
It was. He's a snowplower.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you. I didn't know what you thought of that movie, Rob. I didn't know you saw it or not.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it. I mean, I'll probably watch it again, but yeah, I just didn't. I don't know.
Definitely a better movie than Men in Black International.
It okay, yeah, it was better than that.
I think
yeah.
And so another thing, like this franchise can't live without Will Smith
or Tommy Lee Jones.
But whatever. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's my 4.
Okay.
It might be international.
My number 4 is The Silence, which is a Netflix exclusive.
Mm-hmm. I remember this one on your list. Yeah.
It's basically Quiet Place mixed with like almost like Bird Point. It's like these little creatures flying around, and you have to be quiet, otherwise they'll come and eat you. It's just these little bat-looking things. It's just like,
it's a cool premise.
The premise is fine, but the dumb things they do in this movie, it baffles me. Like the dumb, and then they have this religious cult that shows up for no damn reason, wanting to take this girl. What the fuck? What's going on? Like, the movie's all over the place. There's this one part where I don't know why they didn't keep doing this, but Stanley Tucci, you know those machines that you feed logs into and it turns them into wood chips? But he goes over to this wood chipper and turns it on. All of a sudden, all these bad things hear it and they go down and into the wood chipper and start dying. And he's just like running it, and all these things are just dying. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, there you go. But then he like turns it off and then walks away. I'm like, you can use that to kill everything if you wanted to.
Yeah.
He just shuts it off and he walks inside. And there's more. Like I'm like, why don't you just have that running? They're all flying into it.
Or you can have like 2 or 3 wood chippers.
Yeah. But
if it's that fucking easy, goddamn.
To me, it felt like a copy of Quiet Place. So Quiet Place was a lot better.
So are you saying it's like a mixture of Quiet Place and Bird Box in a way?
Well, yeah, because of what you're not blind. Like you don't have to not look at them, but it's like I felt like a lot of times in this movie they weren't looking at them. Like they would be quiet, but they were never like looking at them. I think Stanley Tucci did once, but it's just one of those films. It's one of those epidemics that happens.
Yeah.
When
Thomas said like, "Oh, it's an interesting premise," like I'm like thinking, yeah, but it was done better than Quiet Place.
Yeah,
that's my problem with it. It's like it's already been done, so I don't know. It just felt flat.
Like what you're trying to say is like the movie didn't do anything better than it.
No, I actually prefer Bird Box over the movie. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
All right.
You're not missing much if you haven't seen it.
Okay, so my number 4 was a movie that I guess I'd say I went in with kind of low expectations, and it kind of turned out how I thought it was, and it's already been mentioned, is Pet Sematary.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I want to add for that movie is I feel like if the movie would have been either a sequel to Pet Sematary or a movie on its own, not even related to Pet Sematary, it might have been a good movie, because the changes that they did make from the book, I actually thought were interesting, but again, it wasn't Pet Sematary. That's kind of what the problem is. Like, I actually thought that the fact that the girl was older and like that conversation she had with her dad in her bedroom, she's like, "Oh, am I dead?" Like,
yeah, I like that.
That was interesting because we hadn't seen that dynamic yet. But again, it was a change from the book. and of course the miscast parts, and then the ending was different. How they were going to turn the boys. See, now
the whole family was basically.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So I almost feel like if they would have made it be a sequel instead of a remake, or it just be a completely different movie with a similar premise, it might have been good. But because it was Pet Sematary and it was not as good as the first one for sure, that's why it's on my list for number 4.
Very understandable.
That's all I got.
All right.
So I guess we'll go to number 3. Number 3, I feel like my top 3, I don't think you guys have seen, so it's probably going to be a unique top 3 for me. Right. So number 3.
Should be a good one. Go ahead. Say it.
Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, you actually saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know I had a remake.
Yeah, I didn't bother.
Well, really, I think the remake was done for at least a couple years, but it had trouble getting released, and they finally released it very limitedly. I saw this on TV on the Fire Stick. So, yeah, you talk about just taking a dump on an underrated classic like Jacob's Ladder, but with Tim Robbins in it, and you just. What was the guy's name from Michael Ealy? Is that the guy's name? Wasn't that like the same guy that was in The Intruder with Dennis Quaid?
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah, I think he's the lead. He's the lead in this. He's like, I guess he's kind of like the Tim Robbins character from the original Jacob's Ladder. And for those of you who don't know what the original Jacob's Ladder is about, it's about Tim Robbins, who was a guy in Vietnam. And he comes back home and he starts like seeing like visions of ghosts and demons. And it's a really creepy movie, really creepy atmosphere. It's a really underrated movie from 1990, Jacob's Ladder. Really great movie. And I know whatchamacallit from that just passed away not that long ago. Danny Aiello.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. He just passed away about a few weeks ago. But yeah, you talk about just like, and you know, it's one of those films that like I don't think many people would even know what Jacob's Ladder was even about. I mean, I don't think many people even know what Jacob's Ladder is. And when this remake came out, like of course no one knew what it was, and it bombed. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those remakes where it's so forgettable. They take a dump on a classic like the true classic Jacob's Ladder. They screw it up and they take elements that were not interesting at all. They kind of ruin the fact of what made the first movie work so much. Is they took a lot of the least interesting things that you can do for a horror movie and they just put it into this. And it's not well done. It's really slow paced, really sloppy direction. You can definitely see why this film got a trouble release date because I don't think anybody wanted their name on this thing. No studio wanted to release it, and I can definitely see why. I mean, it's forgettable, and it's just an
I got a question for you though about it. You're gonna see this movie. Does it have the same ending? Does he reveal as original, or is it completely?
I honestly can't remember. I saw it once, and I didn't have no desire to see it again.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about Jacob's Ladder. It's a piece of shit. So
right.
It's numero tres, number 3.
All right, my number 3 is a movie that Thomas and Rob liked. I didn't like this movie. I didn't find it funny, and that was The Fanatic.
All right, nice knowing you guys.
All right, bye. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm out.
To me, the movie was like The Room. That's what it reminded me of.
I know, but yeah, get the fuck out of here, Thomas. But like, to me, it was like, okay, well, it's gonna either be entertaining or not off of John Travolta's performance, and I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was funny. It was just annoying to me. It's like,
he is playing a guy who.
I thought he was a lot funnier in Battlefield Earth, to be honest. And that movie's also bad.
The thing is with John Travolta, he is playing a guy with autism.
I know, but that's not the reason. That's not the reason. That's not the reason why I don't think it's funny. I just don't think it's funny because I don't think John Travolta is crossed the line of so bad it's good. It's just so bad, and the movie to me is so bad. It's bad.
What do you think about Devon Sawa?
I felt bad for him. Like, oh man, like he's actually trying to do a good performance, but it's like, it's just a shit role because
I thought John Travolta was kind of creepy and funny at the same time.
Such an asshole to John Travolta's character that it's like, oh man, like I can't like. The movie was directed by Fred Durst, by the way. You don't know. Limp Bizkit, yeah, that guy. He tries so hard to make Devon Sawa's character such an asshole that you make you feel a little sorry for John Travolta. Like, no, fucking John Travolta's a stalker. He's stalking him, and it's like,
I feel like that's probably why.
Yeah, but John Travolta doesn't have bad intentions, though. If you when you're watching the movie, you do kind of feel sorry for him because he's not trying to do bad things.
I didn't feel sorry for him at all.
He does kind of like jump his fence and all that stuff, though. So
yeah.
That line of dialogue when he jumped the fence and he killed the maid, that was hilarious. He's like,
but that was an accident too, though. See,
when he accidentally killed the maid, that line of dialogue that he says, like, that's a nosebleed. That's not good. I had a nosebleed once.
yeah. See, that was funny.
Days pass by, and Devon Sawa's character doesn't notice the dead maid in his yard for days.
I tell you what, the ending is hilarious because it's incomplete.
Yeah. I have a question. When you guys are saying like, "Oh, these were funny moments," is the movie supposed to intentionally be funny?
The thing is, well,
it's the room.
Well, here's the thing, Dan. The movie, when you watch the trailer, the movie is marketed as a thriller. They don't really show any funny parts in the trailer, but when you watch the movie itself, it's like one of those, like, it's unintentionally hilarious. But they
like the
they filmed it not to be funny, but it turned out to be funny.
Right. Yeah.
I think I was just
the poster was like it's a serious thriller with John Travolta in a red cover in a red background. The trailer is marketed as like a serious movie and things like that.
Like, honestly, I thought he was great. Like John Travolta, it just proves that he can do any kind of role. I mean,
oh well, and then another thing is his friend.
Oh, the paparazzi girl.
Yeah, like she gives him an app to like look at celebrities' houses, and then later in the movie she gets mad at him like, you can't be stalking celebrities like that. And I'm like, bitch, you give him the fucking app, you encourage him. Fuck off.
You're mean. You're blocked. You're blocked. You get out of here. You're mean. That's it. All right, you see this? You're blocked from my social media. You get out of here.
To me,
it is. It's just like The Room.
I know, like, but like The Room had like the Johnny Wiseau character. That's the charm of the film, of that point. Where this doesn't really have it for me. It's just over the top, but I don't think it crosses the line of so bad it's good. It's like it's almost there for me. It was almost there for me. I was like,
I'll tell you what, Dan. I'll tell you what, Dan. To have if this piques your interest, there's a scene where Devon Sawa's character finds himself tied up to his bed, and John Travolta's dressed as Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
And he pretends to stab him. He's like, "Hi, I fooled you. I'm a great actor."
But Devon Sawa, isn't he like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, come on. He's like, I'm not going to really do it. He's like, come on. What's wrong with you?
Devon Sawa just says, you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, but I won't give it away in case Dan wants to watch it for himself. But like the ending, like I thought it was going to go one way. I was like, okay. Like, okay, maybe the movie can turn around and be saved. Like, oh, bullshit ending. Fuck you.
And then there's also even a moment where Devon Sawa was riding in his car with the character that plays his son, and he turns the radio on. It's a Limp Bizkit song.
Limp Bizkit song, yeah.
Oh, Fred Durst.
They were a thing back then, but not anymore.
And I like Limp Bizkit. I like that group, but like, man, Fred Durst, you don't know how to tell a story. I don't know. And I know he's probably saving face saying like, "Oh yeah, it's a comedy, it's a black comedy." I'm pretty sure he's gonna do something like that. But he tried to make an actual like serious story about a guy with autism who's obsessed with celebrity. That was his intent. and it was a failure in my eyes. But yeah, I did not like this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, like I also want to add like movies like Troll 2 and
Silent Night 2.
and like Samurai Cop, which I discovered recently. Like those movies have like the So Bad It's Good charm. This doesn't have, but whatever. Who wants to go? That's my number 3, The Fanatic.
My number 3 is Pet Cemetery. We've already talked a lot about it. One thing I will add is that I noticed in the remake, they go into why, a tiny bit, they go into why people come back from the dead. It's because of that demon. What is it, the Wendigo or whatever it is? They talk about that just a little tiny bit, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Which I think they explain in the book. I think that's actually in the book.
Yeah.
But the Micmac burial grounds, which is not even the Micmac burial grounds in the remake, it's this little. I thought they're so fucking stupid. Like they walk up these steps, and there's this little tiny area where you're supposed to bury them, and I'm thinking to myself like, what? Like what? Who made this area? Like this little tiny area that could be like a little nook, and I thought it was more interesting in the original where it was like an Indian burial ground and like this really cool place. So I thought that was kind of, and I thought the kids wearing masks, walking in the forest, doing the drums. I thought that was fucking stupid. I like, what the fuck, like, and
you're brought up again in the movie, is it?
Huh?
They have that one scene when they show those kids, and then John Lithgow's character explains kind of who they are, but you never see him in the ending, like, at all.
They're just kids burying their pets.
Yeah, but yeah, like, why would they have like a seance?
They're having, like they're under.
Because they were burying it. They were burying it in the normal part.
Right.
So yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I didn't think Zelda was as creepy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
As the original.
Creepy.
What?
We didn't mention that part.
Yeah, I forgot all about it because it was unmemorable.
But when you look at the characters, like the guy who played Lewis in the original, I thought he was much better. Like he was all full of emotions, angry, sad. I felt like Jason Clarke, right?
Yeah.
Jason Clarke. I felt like he was kind of like wooden a lot of times. Like he was mostly just like, talk to your daughter. She's right there. And I just kind of felt like he was just always in this depressed state. And the girl who played Rachel, I thought she was okay, but I still prefer the original cast. I thought they were all good.
Yeah, Miko Hughes and Brad Greenquist.
There's people out there that say this remake was different in terms that they changed who got hit by the truck. So that makes it more interesting. I agree with Dan when the girl was talking with her father, those conversations laying in bed, I thought those were great, but that was all you got out of it. There was just nothing more to it. So, the movie just fell flat. It really did.
4K84 said they made Zelda more human, not scary. It's very true.
Oh, in the remake?
Yeah, remake.
Well, okay, yeah, because she had a disease, but I mean, still, she had the disease in the original. I thought that maybe she just, she was all kind of, her face was all twisted and stuff. I just thought it had more of an effect.
Much more creepy. It's much more creepy. The fact that it was a guy playing the in the original, creepy character. It's one of the creepiest characters of all time for me.
And I still say Gage is creepy. The little boy, like when he's like
Miko Hughes.
And
when he's like, Daddy, I want to play with you, and he's like, I want to play with Mommy too. Like this some of the stuff he says is creepy.
Okay. Now that you say that, I don't want to make this like too personal of a show, but like imagine it was Rob. Imagine it was one of your kids like was acting all creepy like that towards you. Like you would be freaked out too, like that.
No, I'd smack him. That's all it would take is be like.
I forgot to mention that Church the Cat was creepier in the original as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think they actually, I could be wrong about this in this remake, but it almost seemed like they used a CG cat sometimes.
I think they did.
And that kind of not necessary.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, that we've already talked. So
yeah. So
number 3.
This is like how last year we talked about The Predator a lot because we all had it in the list. Like now this year's Pet Sematary remake.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
All right. So my number 3 is a movie that I kind of went in not knowing what to expect, and then I ended up being not caring for it. And it's a movie you guys are probably going to be shocked, but you know my stance on already is Captain Marvel.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
We pretty much already, went over everything. I will just say I didn't think the humor landed. I thought Brie Larson, I do like her. I just didn't think the material was very good. And I did not care for the whole third act. I felt like once she had her full powers, it was just like, okay, like there's no suspense or anything. So, yeah.
Wow.
What?
The MCU show, it didn't sound like you hated it. It sounded like you're like, oh, that was okay.
Well, like I said, I thought I said this in the beginning. On my top 5 worst, there's only one movie on here that I hated.
Okay.
I find Captain Marvel, I find it it's an okay film, but when I look at every movie that I saw this year, it's on the low end. So I didn't hate the movie. My number 1 is the only movie I hated this year.
All right. Okay.
I thought this movie I found it okay, but it was not interesting enough for me. And I still have not watched it since the theater. And again, that's rare for me. Like when that I've seen, I always at least watch it again.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I haven't seen any of the MCU movies of 2019 again since the theaters. But wow, that's actually the biggest so far.
Yeah,
the shocker of the night. Oh shit!
Yeah,
you have to say Captain Marvel.
I
didn't think Captain Marvel was going to be mentioned like at all.
I didn't think so either.
The word that even came out this year or last year.
Wow. All right. Wow, that's a first prize. You got me. All right. So that was your number 3, right?
Yep. My 3rd.
Now on to number 2.
Number 2. Oh my God, I'm kind of embarrassed that I saw this.
All right. What is it?
Charlie's Angels.
Nah, I mentioned that already.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right.
Is it Cats?
Yep.
Holy shit!
Oh man.
Why would
I just figured I see this just to put it in my worst because I knew it was gonna be fucking dog shit.
Well, catch
Out of curiosity, I just wanted to see what this was.
Thomas, not dog shit, cat shit. You're right.
More like this.
Oh my God.
Yes. I mean, you talk about. Oh my God.
Judging from the trailer, like honestly, I think it'd be more fun, like singeing my hairs in my asshole with a blowtorch. That'd be fun. Here, go ahead.
Oh my God. You talk about just like
stab my dick with a knife.
What, circumcise yourself?
Yeah, cut it off.
Now I'm trying to think, like the guy that did this, it's hard to believe that the director of
Miserables.
Les Miserables and The King's Speech.
And that movie Dan loves Les Miserables, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you talk about just
play, all right. The movie is.
I like plays.
I don't mind plays. I just like
I don't mind plays either, but sometimes they don't really turn out well in movies, and this is like one of the worst ones I saw from a play. Very just horribly done, stunt work and
let me
be bad, Thomas.
Let me ask you something. Would you find more entertainment watching a real cat do stuff?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the only.
And this cast, you have Taylor Swift, you have James Corden, Judi Dench, Jennifer Hudson, and
basically all freaks.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, this movie is just fucking cat.
I think we all would have seen the movie. We all would have seen the movie if Kat Dennings was in it.
That would be really redeeming.
To look at. True.
Yeah.
I don't
We're on
I know she's probably not watching. She's not,
like her on it.
she's not watching the show, but we love you, Kat Dennings.
I don't really know. I mean, the reputation of this movie says it all of why it's on my number 2 spot. I mean, you hear all the bad stuff about it, and it's all
It is that bad.
it's all shit.
Like it's captured.
It just looks creepy, man.
It gave me nightmares. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm not.
It gave me fucking nightmares. I'll tell you that for sure. It's a piece of shit. Yeah, Cats.
Movies are going downhill. Let me tell you.
So I gotta say, Cats.
Yeah.
They did.
Number 2. This is number 2.
Yeah, number 2 is fuck you.
2 fingers up. Yeah.
That is numero dos for me.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
Thomas actually went and saw Cats. That poor boy.
You only live once, and I'm never going to see them again. So
Yeah, I know you only live once, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Put it on my worst.
You should say like, I'm never gonna watch him. That's Cats. That's that one. You know. But yeah, okay. My number 2 is a movie that Rob actually said he actually kind of liked, and I was actually surprised he liked this movie. The Intruder.
Really?
You said you liked it.
I liked it. Yeah. Thought it wasn't bad.
Oh man.
What did you like about it?
The characters are so fucking stupid.
Who's in that movie?
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with he used to live in the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays kind of obsessed.
It's kind of like another version of Coal Creek Manor in a way.
Right.
Okay.
A lot better than Coal Creek Manor, in my
I've
opinion.
never seen Coal Creek Manor, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I like Coal Creek Manor too.
But, okay, here's like one big issue with the movie. Like, okay, Dennis Quaid, he's crazy. He sells the house. He won't leave. He's always around and shit because he wants his house, even though he sold it, to be respected and keep the way it was and all that shit. But like, there's parts where like they're having dinner, the main characters, and they invite their friends, and the one guy goes outside and pees outside. Like, he's smoking, throws a cigarette out in the grass in the yard, and starts peeing out. I'm like, motherfucker, that's a bathroom inside. Why are you peeing outside?
Because he's smoking.
Because he's an idiot.
Huh?
So because he's an idiot.
He's smoking. He's not going to smoke inside.
Yeah, but then he starts peeing outside.
Well, yeah, because he's outside.
There's a bathroom inside. Use a bathroom like a normal person.
Like R. Kelly, you're pissing on people.
And then the wife is way too trusting towards Dennis Quaid. I'm like, to the point, like, woman, if this guy sold you your house and he keeps showing up all the time, you should start raising suspicion.
She was being misled, though. He wasn't acting that way around her,
No,
though.
but still, it's not normal. It's like, come on, like, it's a little weird. She's like, oh, what a nice guy. and like the way he gets introduced in the movie, like they go there to look at the house before they buy it, and then motherfucker shoots a deer in front of them, and then like it startles them, like, holy shit. It's like, and because the main guy is like scared of guns or something like that, and it's like, oh shit. So it's not normal for someone to shoot a deer in front of people who are trying to look at your house so you can sell it. It's like these people, like, they have to be dumb so you can move the story forward. You know, that's like, oh god.
I completely disagree. I didn't think they were dumb.
And then later in the movie, like, the guy sends his friend to see what's going on, and then of course Dennis Quaid's there. He's talking to the wife, being friendly, and then the guy, like, instead of just leaving or like calling the guy back, it's like, oh yeah, he's in the house. He's a dumbass. He goes straight to the window It's one of those things like, oh man, like it's not entertaining, so it sounds like I'm nitpicking. Like that's just like, oh man, it's like
I'm surprised it's so high on your list.
Yeah, I actually I still mind.
It's not the best film of 2019, but I don't think it was that bad. I think
You're right. I don't think it was that bad either.
I was watching like
there's many worse films out there.
Like, yeah. It's just dumb. Like no.
Okay, that was a surprise. That's another surprise.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Intruder to be mentioned.
Thomas, you liked it as well?
I didn't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's not great. It's not like a great film. It's. I'd say it's good.
Yeah, it's not a movie at all for me.
No, that's not my number 2.
Rob.
Okay. My number 2 is 47 Meters Down on Cage. I fucking hate that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You and I watched the first one.
Right, so it was worse than that one?
This one is...
I mean, that one, the first one was okay, I thought.
It was okay. This one was so fucking dumb. These group of girls go diving with no experience, no nothing. They're like, oh, my dad's down there. There's these underwater tunnels, right? And her dad's down there diving or whatever, and there's like this equipment, and they're like, oh, let's go down there and explore. And they don't have like any diving experience. Sylvester Stallone's daughter's anybody.
Right, I was gonna say that's her screen debut. How was she as an actress? I can't even.
And they go down and they're like, okay, we're gonna go a little bit in the tunnel and then we're gonna turn back. Agreed? And they're all like, yeah. They go in there and of course what happens? Something bad happens and they can't turn back. So they're down there in the dark and there's a shark down there and the shark is blind. It looks like a zombie shark. And I'm like, this is fucking dumb. Right away, I'm like, this is what the fuck. I knew exactly what was gonna happen. You can't see nothing down there. You can't see what's going on. They end up in this pit area where they can't get up, and it's a circle place. And they're like, "Oh, we can't get up here." All of a sudden, now there's 2 sharks down there. Another shark shows up, and it's a zombie shark, or like it can't see.
Right.
That's the whole movie. They're just down there in the dark, like trying to get out of this cavern place. I'm just like, oh my god. I'd rather watch the first movie, to be honest.
How was the CGI and like sharks?
Stupid.
Bad. That's the worst when they don't look good.
Okay, there's one actually entertaining part is at the end. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
At the end, these 2 girls are heading to the boat. They make it out. As they're heading to the boat, the guys are on the boat like, come on. The sharks are chasing them. The sharks bite one of the girls, and she gets away, but she's all hurt, and then she's still trying to swim. Another shark comes up and bites this other girl, and they make it to the boat even though they're being attacked. And I'm just like, they live. Fuck that movie.
I didn't see it, so
okay. I've seen worse shark movies, but that movie, I can't believe that went to theater. I can't believe it. Honestly,
it seemed like a direct DVD movie.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah, it should have been.
Right.
It's one of those movies that you can predict what's going to happen. Stupid characters, and it's a group of girls. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go under there, and you know what's going to happen as soon as they go in there. Something bad's going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. Sure enough, boom. 2 seconds they're in there. Okay, they can't get out, so they gotta go push forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Yeah,
that's the movie.
Okay, not missing anything then.
Yeah, I doubt I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
you're not missing anything.
All right, that's number 2.
So yeah, that's number 2.
All right, I want to point something out real quick. All the movies on my list are theatrical releases. I didn't think I'd seen many non-theatrical movies this year, but I know one that Bob had mentioned, and it would probably be on this list. But since I already made the list, I didn't change it, so I'm not even going to mention it.
You should have swapped it for Captain Marvel.
Well, then you'll be more shocked with my number 2.
Really? Oh shit!
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
What?
Ooh. Wow.
I went into that movie with I didn't think it looked entertaining really at all from the trailers. And when I was watching it, I was just like, I just could not get into the movie. I think my problem with that one, and I want to mention this, I was looking at our Marvel review set of movies, and we were reviewing Phase 3. I put Captain Marvel last, and then I put Spider-Man Far From Home after that, and I said I need to watch it a second time. And like when I did watch it a second time, it actually I liked it less than Captain Marvel. I just feel like I can't connect with the characters, and I don't know if it's because they're in high school or what. But my main problem, I think, I don't care for both Spider-Man movies, to be honest with you. You guys already know.
MCU, yeah.
I think my issue is when you. And it's a double-edged sword because we don't need another origin story for Spider-Man.
There's only one good Spider-Man movie. That's Spider-Man 2.
And the Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi's, there's so many good character beats and character moments. I think that's what makes those movies good, and I don't think we get that at all.
You mean the Raimi Spider-Man movies, the first two?
Sure, yeah.
Hey, don't shit on 3.
Again, I will say again, I didn't hate the movie. It's just a movie that it was like my second least cared for film of the year. And I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal, was fine. And here's the thing, Tom Holland, I like him in all other, the Avenger films and in Civil War. It's just that when they bring him into his story, I just feel like there's not enough backstory or build up to the characters for me to care about them. And yeah, this one I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. I like Homecoming more than Far From Home. So.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying in our Phase 3 show. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that. I kind of forgot about that.
So I have 2 Stephen King movies and 2 Marvel movies in my top 5 least liked.
Yeah, that's true.
What's your number 1? Avengers Endgame? But yeah, number 2. Dan he's got the surprises tonight.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And I got the obscure ones.
Yeah.
You guys have seen movies I've not seen though, so I probably would agree with some of those.
All right.
Yeah.
Now on to our worst. Number 1.
Numero uno.
Yeah, number 1. Thomas, what's your number 1? It's the worst movie of 2019.
The worst movie of 2019 for me. This was a film that I was curious. I wasn't really curious about. I just kind of saw it, just to say I saw it. I don't know if you guys have even heard of the movie or even saw the movie, but I'm just going to say it right here. My number 1 worst movie of the year, The Hustle.
Oh, did you ever?
Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of The Hustlers.
Oh my god, I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, because there's Hustlers and then there's The Hustle.
Yeah, okay. He's
like a remake of like that Steve Martin movie.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah, The Hustle was like a female remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Steve Martin and Michael Caine. That's a really funny comedy, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's really one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's a great movie. Steve Martin and Michael Caine are great in that. And in this one, it's Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson again.
I do not like Rebel.
I don't either. I don't
like her at all.
She was fine in Bridesmaids, but I don't care for her.
That's it.
She's turning into like the female Kevin James. That's really what it is.
She's not funny. She's not funny at all.
Just because you're fat, just because like you're fat and you fall over, that's not automatically funny.
Right. Unless you're Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, there was no other guy that can do that better than Chris Farley. I wish Chris Farley to this day was still alive. Yeah. But this movie is just one of those unfunny chick movies with 2 female leads, and so it's a really poor version's remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and every single guy in this film is an idiot or a moron. It's kind of like that thing they did in Ghostbusters 2016 where they made all the male characters retards. Anne Hathaway has a really, really bad accent. I think she's like I don't know if it's like a Georgia accent or a Texas accent. It's like a Southern accent. It's a really horrible accent. I'll tell you that. It's a very fucking bad accent.
It's so bad you couldn't figure out what it was.
Right. I mean, I couldn't care less what the accent was. It was just a really bad accent. Rebel Wilson.
She's a shower boobs, and that's it.
Most annoying character in the whole movie is Rebel Wilson. I don't think she's funny. I think she's the female Kevin James, and I'm not really much of a Kevin James fan either. So that doesn't really help either. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those movies, and I want to get the really quickly. I'm going to look up IMDb real quick. I'm going to see who directed this, just so I can know.
Coffee.
Yeah, I don't even know Chris Addison. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. To sum it up, it's a really bad female version of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and it's just unfunny bullshit. It's really all it is. So that's numero uno. That's my worst movie of the year was Hustle. The Hustle.
I didn't see that.
Now, like I said, I got all the obscure ones this year, so
they're not really obscure. It's like we didn't bother to see them.
That's why I call them the obscure ones.
Well, okay, well, all right. My number one is this is kind of obscure because I'm not even sure if you guys seen this one. Which a movie it looked kind of interesting to me, but to me it's like one of those things like, it's satire, but it's satire done badly, and like in the most condescending kind of way. And that the dead don't die.
I've heard of it.
Murray, right? Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Oh wow, was that bad, huh?
What was it? Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of the movie, but I never saw it though.
Yeah, the trailer looked.
Yeah, the trailer did look good, right? But
you're the one that saw those, so you can go.
Okay. So pretty much it's a zombie movie. It's a horror comedy, but the thing is like it's one of those horror comedies like it's very slow paced, deadpan kind of comedy, which I like, but it's not done really well. And it's one of those things like like
Shaun of the Dead.
Not like we're gonna like it's like it's trying to spoof.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead was kind of slow paced.
Yeah, but Shaun of the Dead had energy and
it's overhyped.
Oh, fuck, man! What? God damn it! You guys, now you throw me off. Now I gotta defend Shaun of the Dead for an hour.
No, that's another podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Really, dude, that movie's awesome. Anyway,
I think Shaun of the Dead's overrated too.
Oh my god, you guys are killing me. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty much just like it's like a artsy kind of zombie movie. This Dead Don't Die movie.
Murray went into it.
Yeah, it's like imagine like, it's not direct. Okay, it's kind of like if like I saw like Wes Anderson made a zombie movie, but he didn't do this one. It was Jim Jarmusch, and it's like we don't like you were trying to spoof zombie movies, but we're doing it in the most like I can't really explain it without spoiling it. You know what I mean?
Spoil the fucking thing. I don't.
Yeah. Everybody dies. Everybody fucking dies. And it's like there's a narrator at the end, like, well, it looks like the boys didn't make it. Oh well, and then they just died. They fought the zombies. Nothing.
If it was a comedy, that sounds funny.
Yeah, but no. But it's not because there's a scene where it's like Adam Driver and Bill Murray are in the car, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like, I don't know, we're gonna die. Like, wait, what do you mean? Well, I read the script. Huh? Like, yeah, we're gonna die. Oh, wait, you read the script? Like, yeah, Jim. This is the name of the director. Like, he let me read it. Like, I didn't get to read it. Like, shit like that. Like that. It's not that trouble, guys.
Yeah, they broke the fourth wall and it wasn't even good.
No. So it's like, oh man, like, because there's another zombie movie that came out 2019 that had kind of this, not exactly fourth wall breaking, but it was also a horror comedy that was done way fucking better. I'm gonna mention it later, and the best of. But yeah, this one was like, oh man, it's like satire done badly. You know, people always movies like, oh, it's supposed to be satire. Like, yeah, but this is. I just felt it was condescending. Mm-hmm. And like so many people in the movie, it's like, oh, it's a waste. Like the joke's on us who's watching the movie. Well, I mean, you guys didn't see it, but
no, I didn't see it.
No, it's a waste of time.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the worst movie I saw 2019.
I wasn't expecting that one to be number one.
No. What did you expect?
No, I was actually expecting like I don't know, some like bigger movie that was like more theatrical.
Yeah.
Like at least.
No. Well.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. That's your number one, huh? Yeah. Rob?
Okay, my number one is one that I know you guys have never seen, and that is I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu.
And we'll never see it.
I didn't see it.
It's a direct sequel to the original.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys have seen the original, right? The original.
Actually, I've never seen it.
I have. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the movie was. It was the same director. I feel like the original I Spit on Your Grave was a classic. I even like it better than The Last House on the Left.
Right.
Really? Yeah, I think because the girl gets raped in there, kind of like they do in Last House on the Left, but she gets revenge on these guys that did that to her. She like kills them. She cuts a guy's dick off that raped her. She takes an axe to this guy. She hangs this guy who's kind of like mentally retarded a little bit, but she like lures him in and hangs him. The stuff she does to him, I think that's just what makes it awesome, is that she gets her revenge. Well, this is a sequel that they made this many years later with the same girl. She returns, same director, and she finds herself in the same situation with these people who kidnap her because of what she did to these guys long ago. And these people want revenge on her. But the movie's so stupid. It is so stupid. She gets in this predicament. She gets a chance to kill these people. She doesn't. I mean, I can't really, even if I talk, I'm not really doing anything justice because you don't really know what it's about. So I'm just going to leave it as it's horrible. Don't see it. It's, I'm saving you time. For me, it is the absolute worst movie of 2019. It is that bad. And it didn't go to theaters or anything. So,
would you say it ruined the original for you?
No. The original, I think, is a fine movie left alone.
Okay.
The fact that the sequel exists, it doesn't need to. It's almost like they pulled a Halloween 2018. That's kind of what they did. Huh?
But bad.
But bad, yeah. But that's what they were doing. That's what they're doing. But yeah, it's bad. So that's my number one pick.
Wow.
You guys see that? This is my number one pick. That's what you guys say.
My number one pick.
Yeah. All right. Dan?
So I will say real quickly. Well, don't be. Yeah. A movie I would have had on this list, Bob had mentioned, and I completely forgot it. And the movie did suck. It's not on my list. It probably would be number one or number two. It was Escape Plan 3. That's the one that I would have put that on my list, but I completely forgot about that movie because it was such trash. But this is the only movie on my five that I actually can say like I hated the movie. It was the Lion King remake.
Damn! Wow!
Yeah. Go ahead.
First, so my daughter wanted to go see it. We went and saw it, and right in the beginning, it's like verbatim the animated movie. Like the whole beginning sequence is like just redone exactly like the cartoon. I'm like, what's the point of this? What is the point of this? I don't understand why they did this. Plus, the whole movie is like almost. There's no reason to have made it because, look, okay, so I know Disney's on this kick like let's make live action these animated films. As long as they're going to add something or do it in a way that's different from the animated.
Like Jungle Book.
Yeah, like Jungle Book. That's a perfect example. It was different. I mean, the tone was different, you know? Like, this movie was, like, exactly the same. And, like, I'm not kidding you. Like, in the first, like, 5 minutes, I was like, oh, my God. I'm like, I'm going to hate this movie. And I did. Like, the whole movie. They even brought James Earl Jones back. It's like, okay, how much are you trying to copy the animated movie? You're bringing back the same voice actor to voice the same character. It's like, what the hell is the point of this? And it bothered me because I'm like, why would anyone watch this movie? If you've seen the animated movie and you've seen this.
That way, I warned you guys about that movie looked for shot, beat for beat.
Yeah, and again, I didn't even.
I was fucking right. Where's my gold medal?
I did not want to go see it, and I've been actually okay. So like Maleficent, I think was the first live action remake, which was like Sleeping Beauty. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh,
that movie was actually pretty good because it differentiated itself from the original. And then like Cinderella had different components. What?
Because like you had the 101 live Dalmatian live action, like, but that was in the 90s.
There was that one Into the Woods, I think, too, which was I don't know if that was Sleeping Beauty or what.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but
yeah, but
like, yeah. And Beauty and the Beast, the remake, again, I didn't see that one, but my wife was like, "Oh yeah, I liked the movie." I'm like, was there some different parts? Oh yeah, there were some different parts. Okay, well that's good, but it's like. This movie, and I didn't see Aladdin, but I'm getting very turned off by these live action movies. I will say I think Mulan looks maybe a little interesting because
I'm definitely not looking forward to that. I don't know why.
It looks different enough.
I think that's why I'm like, I
wasn't really a big fan of the cartoon.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a popular, like a really popular. Like I do enjoy that one, but in any case, this movie I saw when I was sitting in the theater, I wanted to leave. I'm like, that's how much I was like, I hate this. So that's my top 5 worst and top 5 best. It was hard for me to pick because I felt like this year was very middle ground. Like I said, this is the only movie that I could absolutely say like I hated this film. So that's why it's number 1.
Wow, wasn't expecting Lion King. That was a surprise. Boy, you really did have all the surprises.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Captain Marvel and Lion King and
so 3 Disney movies and 2 Stephen King movies.
You have no heart. 3 Disney movies. You have no heart.
2019 Stephen King movies and Disney movies dropped the ball on that one.
Oh.
See, I thought you were gonna say Rise of Skywalker. I was like, that's why I said, oh shit, we just went through Star Wars already.
I didn't hate that movie.
Right. All right. Okay. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. It just seemed. Yeah. It just seemed like, what's the point of watching it? You know. And then like reviews like, oh, it's beat for beat, same movie. Like, well, okay, it's Psycho 1998 all over again.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah. I don't need. There's no reason. It's if you've seen the cartoon, you've seen this movie. Yeah. Exactly.
Like the big difference is like what I saw like from reviews, like like the animated movie, like there's more energy and more expressiveness with the characters. Where the new one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I got like dishonorable mentions. But Thomas already went with those, right?
Yeah.
I didn't list any because I didn't think we were going to.
Well, I have a few. I just want to like mention. They were bad, but they weren't in my top 5. The Hellboy remake, which is I recently saw. Very surprisingly very like bland for like that type of movie.
I don't see why people like Hellboy anyway. I didn't even find the Hellboy movies that good.
Oh, you weren't a fan of the Ron Perlman one?
No, I mean Ron Perlman, but Hellboy is not really it's not. I don't know. I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah, same here.
Well, no, I like the first 2. I didn't like this one. The Curse of La Llorona. I didn't really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Not the worst in the Conjuring series, but still.
I don't feel like the only one who didn't really mind it.
But like I said before, it's at least better than The Nun. Better than,
Yeah, it's better than The Nun.
better than the first Annabelle.
Yeah, he thinks better than that piece of shit.
Yeah. Thomas already mentioned this. The Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He pretty much said everything, so I can't really. I mean, the only thing I'll add to it was that it wasn't like a complete disaster that I thought it was going to be, because I found some parts funny. But I think like it's the thing, like Kevin Smith is the kind of guy where if he changes as a person, which he has, his movies are gonna change. So like Thomas, like he's never gonna make a movie like he used to. It's not gonna, and I kind of accepted that. Like, so it was like, and he's more into podcasts anyway, so he should be doing that. Like that's his passion, really. Making podcasts and hanging out with his friends. Like that's like that's what he wants to do in life, and smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, he shouldn't do a Clerks 3. Fuck. Oh god, it's gonna be worse for me if he fucks that up. No, but yeah. And these the next couple ones I'm gonna mention, like ones that I was looking forward to, but were disappointing. Happy Death Day to You. I was really disappointed that like they went into the more sci-fi comedy route, and it was less.
I liked it because it was different.
Yeah, but it should have just been the one movie, and that wasn't fine. I liked the first movie. I liked that movie. It was good. But this one's like, man, they went in a whole different direction that I didn't really like. Like I think like they had to explain why she kept dying again and again in the first movie. Like really, it just made it more convoluting. Like you're making it too complicated. Just have it simple, like in the first one. Whatever. This one was already mentioned. It Chapter 2. I think the like anticipated movies of 2019. This was the one that was on my list. Disappointed. Like yeah, I was really looking forward to it.
No one found the Endgame disappointing.
Yeah. Dark Phoenix is another one. I was like, I had some hope. I had some hope for it because I like the X-Men movies.
I had no hope.
Yeah,
I liked it. Same here.
I didn't hate it because there were some parts I liked. But man, for a franchise that was so good at one point, and this is the last one of the series. Like, it's gonna be rebooted. Like that's ended up in a weak note. So it's like, whatever. Let's see another one. This one was like, oh man, like it was good at first, and then it went downhill. Midsommar. Like, oh man, I cannot stress this enough. The first hour of that movie is so fucking good that after the cliff scene, it just goes downhill for me. It's just like,
I thought it was weird enough that it was interesting.
It was interesting, yeah. And
but
I will say one thing though: the director, same director as Hereditary, he really does a good job at capturing like raw human emotion.
He does.
Yeah, that's like he's good at that. But man, he does not know how to end the movie at all. That's where he loses it for me.
Well, it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, so it's
in Hereditary. Like, I like the movie more, but like the ending of that one, so I was like,
yeah, the movie Hereditary. The ending of that movie like sucked. It was just too much like Rosemary's Baby.
You know what I thought? Since we're talking about endings, you know what I thought endings sucked in a movie that we haven't even discussed is Toy Story 4.
Yeah,
I fucking hated that ending.
I don't really.
There's no way the characters would have done that.
Yeah, that was out of Woody's especially.
Yeah, no way.
Oh, you know what? I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see. I want to say, I just feel like, what?
It didn't.
Why is this happening?
Why?
I was like, why is this happening at the ending of that movie?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for me. I'm done.
All right.
There we go.
I'll put our dumps. So now we're ready to.
Now we're time for the good ones now.
Yeah, let's talk about the big movies now.
Let's get some happy thoughts back in here now. Let's get some happy thoughts.
Ah!
We got all the bad shit out of the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Who wants to go first on top five?
Change the order up. Change the order.
Yeah, you want? Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can. Someone else can go first this time.
Rob, you want to go first?
Yeah, do it.
All right, I'll go first.
Yeah, number 5.
Okay.
Rob, first. You can go ahead if you want to do that.
Okay. Number 5 for me is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's a surprise.
Yeah, that like here I have the right here.
Books.
Books, like I love these books. Like I used to read these like all the time in school.
Mhm.
And when I saw they were going to make a movie on the stories of the books, I'm like, wow, this could be interesting because I've read every single story. And they really, I mean, the movie is kind of cross. Don't you think it's kind of a cross between like Stranger Things? It's kind of got that vibe a little bit with the kids.
Yeah.
But then it turns into like this haunted house story. And the effects are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the toe lady, like the ghost, the pale face lady, and then the Herald Scarecrow.
Yeah.
All those stories mixed into one. Like really, that movie hit home for me. And I was like, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, this could be kind of mediocre. This could be good, I guess, like average. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It was a good movie.
It was a day one purchase for me when it came out. So. Yeah, that's all I really got to say. Very good. Really surprised me.
What was good about the movie is they kept the dark tone of the books.
Yes, and to me, you kind of felt for the characters too, like the kids. Like they spent enough time with each of those kids that you kind of got familiar with. I mean, especially the main girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were done really well. I hope that there's talks that they're going to do another one, and if they do, I just hope they stick with the same formula they did with this one.
Yeah, because there's still more stories that they didn't really cover.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them.
There's 3 books, and there's like tons of stories in the book.
You see like the reference where they're flipping through the pages. You see like other titles of the stories.
Yeah, so there's a lot of potential with that series, and I hope it does good. So that's my number 5.
Oh, very nice.
Cool. Dan, you can go next.
Okay, so on my top 5, I'll just say right now, there's only 2 movies on my list that I really loved.
Mm-hmm.
So this was actually hard for me to come up with. Like I said, it was kind of a mediocre year. But I will. I had 5 honorable mentions. I'll just mention them real quick. One is Scary Stories.
Mm-hmm.
Glass.
Mm-hmm.
Brightburn.
Mm-hmm.
Crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And John Wick 3.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with all those. Yep.
Okay, so my number 5. There is only really one reason this is on my list for favorite. It's because I'm a fan of this actor. So my number 5 is Rambo: Last Blood.
Okay.
The movie does have issues, but I just love that Stallone can still do it, and because I'm a big fan of his charisma, there's no arguing when he's on screen. He just kind of steals the scene, just the way he is.
That movie wasn't as bad as people say. People are bashing it.
It wasn't bad.
It's not as bad.
Yeah. I mean, I would put it on the lower end if I had to pick the order.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought Rambo 4 was definitely better.
Oh, for sure.
But I just recently watched it a second time, and I still do enjoy the movie. So, yeah, that's my number 5.
Cool. All right.
I wasn't expecting Rambo: Last Blood. That was a surprising choice too.
Actually, no, I knew someone was gonna say it. Not Rob, then Dan would have. I know. Go ahead,
Because we hate Stallone, that's why.
Who's going next?
Thomas, you can go next.
All right. So before I get on to my 5, I might as well just mention my honorable mentions really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of them here. I'm going to blow through them really fast, though. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Dolomite Is My Name, Ready or Not, The Fanatic, Captain Marvel, Zombieland Double Tap, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, the Ted Bundy movie on Netflix. Cold Pursuit, Glass, Knives Out, Richard Jewell, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Shazam, and 10 through 6 quite 10th, and now this is 10 through 6. These didn't quite make it.
Okay.
Dr. Sleep, Brightburn, Crawl, Rocket Man, and John Wick 3. Those did not quite make it, but they were in the top 10. So getting up to number 5, my number 5 favorite of the year, Joker.
Okay.
Oh,
first Joker mention.
Yeah. Joker, this was a film I didn't really know what to expect going in. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was a really good choice for Joker. So I didn't really know like what to expect from this, and I really love the movie. I thought it was really, really well done. I think Todd Phillips did a wonderful job directing this. Really has like that vibe of Taxi Driver, really a real 70s vibe, and Joaquin Phoenix just kills it as Joker. He absolutely kills it as Arthur, and as well as Arthur Fleck, the character before he becomes Joker, and love the whole backstory. And like I said, like just having like being a big fan of Taxi Driver, it just has that wonderful vibe that it does. Having Robert De Niro in there is really cool. You know, granted, because it's like a Taxi Driver kind of like movie. It makes a lot of sense for De Niro to have a part in the movie.
And King of Comedy as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Actually,
and it kind of has that vibe too, because Arthur Fleck is like wants to be like stand-up comedian and all that stuff. But this movie is so well done, and I really look forward to seeing what they're going to do next with the Joker character. I really do. Maybe they'll connect it to like another universe or something like that. Maybe with a different Batman or something like that. And if they do that, I really would like to see what they do with the character, and because I think Joaquin Phoenix is probably the best Joker I've seen since Heath Ledger. A fuckload better than Jared Leto. Fuck Jared Leto.
I just wonder if they're going to tarnish it if they connect it, because they'd have to make it rated R. If Batman was that.
I think making this film rated R was reasonable because it had some disturbing elements in the movie as well. But it didn't bother me because I thought the movie was just so well done, very well directed, very well shot, very beautiful musical score, great performances, and it's just a complete package overall. Joker is.
It's the highest moneymaker R movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
And but I can go on and on about Joker, but I'm going to keep it short. But that is my number 5.
Warner Brothers is going crazy because they actually got something that works.
I know, now they're going to ruin it.
But then Birds of I'm not going to say it.
They gotten better because now they don't have that guy directing those Man of Steel movies.
You shut your goddamn mouth.
No,
Oh man,
it was either Joker or release that cut of that movie that whatever. Anyway, all right. My number 5. It's funny that you mentioned Warner Brothers and DC and all that because my number 5 is Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned it when we were doing the DC show. I fucking love this movie, man. It was so good. It was surprisingly good how much I liked it. But you guys watch our DC show.
We covered all the DC movies too.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna repeat myself too much, but yeah. And the sequel finally got announced, so I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, I was really excited for that.
And I think Black Adam got announced too, didn't it?
Yeah, that's
just posted that he's training for it.
Yeah,
you don't need to.
He doesn't even need to train. He needs to be skinny.
But yeah, I love this movie, and I can't wait for the sequel.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
For life.
On to number 4. For me, it's Crawl. That's a film that again blew me away. My favorite kind of like alligator film up till then was Lake Placid. I will always say that Lake Placid, it's great. Like everything from the crocodile effects, everything. But Crawl reminded me. There's a lot of homages to Jaws in that movie. Like the scene where the girl's on the boat and the alligator comes up and starts biting her, and she's like trying to kick it off. It's reminiscent of Quint in Jaws.
Right.
But the movie, like visually, I thought it was amazing. Like when there's a hurricane going on, there's like these wide shots, and like you see the car coming, and you see the sky, you can see water, this everything. It's just I couldn't believe how good it looked.
I mean, beautifully directed. Alexander Aja. He did a great job directing this.
Yeah. I was blown away. And how bloody it was, I didn't even expect that. I didn't even expect when that guy remember that guy was coming out of the basement and he grabbed him and he started getting twisted around. Like, oh my God, that was crazy. The movie was awesome. It was just, it blew me away.
Probably the best creature feature I've seen of the decade.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely one of the best. That comes in at number 4.
I mean, and I'm with you too. You know, Crawl is really, really good as well. I'm with you on that one. I really like the idea. It's a really cool premise of like a hurricane, being trapped in a house in a hurricane. And, you know, I also really enjoy Lake Placid. I also really enjoy Alligator as well with Robert Forster. That's another really good alligator kind of like movie. But I can definitely see why Crawl will be on your top 5. It's a great choice.
It was definitely a fun movie.
Yeah. I like when movies do that. Like when you see the trailer, you're kind of like, this could be fun. This could be good, maybe average. Then you go see it, it's like, oh my God, it just blows you away. Those
are the best movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's Alexander Aja's best movie since The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, I think it's his best movie.
I agree with that. I agree. Hills Have Eyes was fantastic.
I like that one.
Yeah, because like movies in between, like Mirrors was all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
Mirrors was okay. Piranha was pretty decent. But I still think I think it's his best movie since Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah. That's my number 4. So
great choice, Dan.
All right, so my number 4 is a movie that people didn't like. I had low expectations for it. I went in and I liked the movie, and like we were just talking about, I like going to the theater and then you're like pleasantly surprised. But we might get some arguments here from some of you. It was Dark Phoenix.
You won't get enough from me because I agree.
I like that movie. I don't get. Actually, I do get the hate because people want Fox to be dead, and they only think, only Marvel superheroes. All the Marvel characters have to be under Marvel.
I agree with you that I don't like that. That's not my problem with the movie. It's just like I thought it felt whatever.
But the music stuck out to me. I thought the music was really good in the first act, and I loved the third act. And the third act was reshot because they thought the third act was too similar to Captain Marvel's third act with Jean just like taking everybody, kind of a one-man army. So they went back and they filmed that entire train sequence where like all the X-Men are like fighting like the space aliens, and that was great.
Didn't you feel like the X-Men were in trouble? Like you felt like they were in danger. Like so much stuff was going on. That's how I felt. Like they were in danger.
And this is another thing is we don't get a lot of I don't know, like there's not a lot of good action scenes in the X-Men films where it's like a group versus a group. I mean, the X-Men are always supposed to be about the X-Men versus this. Usually it's like, you have like Wolverine fighting somebody or like maybe 2 of them. Even in Act 2, when some of them were going to kill Jean, and then Xavier's group was there, and they were fighting on the street. Like, I love that, especially the fact that we got to see Xavier actually use his powers in a fight. Like, I'm like, we haven't seen that before, and I'm like, he's supposed to be one of the most powerful mutants. Like, why wouldn't you want him to be out there? Now, again, Jennifer Lawrence never her in Mystique, so like I was glad. Yeah. It helped the movie that they killed her off.
Yeah,
I feel,
and she probably wanted that anyway.
Yeah. So again, it wasn't like this was like the greatest movie of all time, but
it was better than Apocalypse. I thought
it was.
I don't agree with that.
I liked the movie.
Apocalypse was lame. Like Apocalypse wasn't. He didn't do nothing.
Nah, man.
I feel like this movie's positives way outweigh the negatives, so it's my number 4.
Wow, wasn't expecting Dark Phoenix. That's
Okay.
a surprise.
I didn't hate the movie. I just felt. I mean, as a fan of the series, it just felt like a letdown, especially since it was the last one. And you know what? Since they knew it was going to be the last one, they should have just went all out, do where the fuck you want. Don't limit yourself. It's but whatever.
Well, definitely better than X3's Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I agree with that. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Thomas.
Number 4. I think I know this is a film that you guys talked about before, if I've seen it or not, and I don't think you guys have, but I love this movie a lot. It was a really welcome surprise. Uncut Gems.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have to see that.
It's getting accurate.
With Adam Sandler as he's like a diamond dealer. And
my nemesis.
Yeah, the you want to talk about like Adam Sandler's like best performance in a movie since probably like Reign Over Me. I mean, this is just like I feel like after like Reign Over Me, like his movies really weren't the best. Not even that good in general,
I thought his best performance, well, until I see this movie, is still Click. I still think Click is one of his best.
I like Click, yeah. But yeah, Uncut Gems, I don't want to spoil it too much.
What a surprise.
Uncut Gems too much, but like Adam Sandler plays a diamonds deal when he gets involved with all these people, and it's such a great movie. It's really hard for me to talk about this without really spoiling anything because I know you guys probably want to go check this out for yourself. And so I really do think, I'm going to call this right now, I think Adam Sandler might be up for an Oscar. Mm-hmm. I really think Adam Sandler might get in the nod for an Academy Award. I think he does. Even if he doesn't win, I would like to see him get nominated at least.
You know who's going to win, right? It's not even a fucking question.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I don't want to spoil it too much, but Uncut Gems is Adam Sandler's comeback, in my opinion. This is just a big, major comeback for Adam Sandler. It was really, I've heard about the film for about a year or so, and I didn't really know what it was going to be. And I was like seeing like, oh, well, Adam Sandler, there like none of his friends are in the movie, like no David Spade, like no Kevin James. Like, oh, I might.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, and love the movie. Love the movie a lot. It's a really great dramatic piece for Adam Sandler, and yeah, overall it's a wonderful film. That was a really big surprise. So I don't want to go into it too much because I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I know Rob and you want to go see it and things like that. So Uncut Gems is my number 4.
All right.
See, if the movie surprises me, I will admit it.
Yeah.
Even an Adam Sandler hater like me, I will give him his props when it's due. Just not with his comedies in the last fucking how long has it been?
10 years.
10 years? No, not even fucking 20 years, dude. God damn. I just realized it's been 20 years. God damn it, dude. He's got more bad movies than good, man. Come on. Anyway, my number 4 is a little movie directed by the guy who did the most divisive Star Wars film,
Rian
Johnson, and that is Knives Out, which surprised the hell out of me because I didn't. It looked interesting from the trailers, but like I didn't think it was gonna be as funny and as interesting and as great.
Well, I'm glad you're doing something.
Well, if you've seen his other movies, you know he's a good director.
Good. I will watch it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to give it. Yeah, since you haven't, I'm not gonna give anything away. But it's a murder mystery, so it's like it's not just to. I don't want not to give anything away. If you think you'll predict it, you won't. It catches you off guard every time. You think you're ahead of it, and that's clever about it. And it's done in a way that makes sense. It's like, oh, anything comes full circle when everything's revealed. Like, holy shit, he got me. That was so good. But the cast is great. Everybody does a great job. Everyone's like, the humor is so funny, man. I don't want to give any the jokes away because they're so good. But I see Chris Evans, like we're so used to now him playing Captain America that I've forgotten how good he is playing an asshole. So
Yeah.
great job at it. As this ain't your Captain America no more. But yeah, man, like I definitely recommend Knives Out.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I saw it myself
And I
too.
would say, what's the lead actress's name? Because I seen her. She was in Knock Knock.
Oh, Ana de Armas.
Yeah, she actually is the standout of the movie, which surprised me more. Like all A-list cast, she actually stands out the best. And like that was also another surprise. Against all these A-list actors, which all of them are great, but she is the best part of the movie. Like wow, like and Daniel Craig is fucking hilarious in the movie, man.
Yeah, Daniel Craig is really funny.
Active, yeah, it's so good. Yeah, that's my number 4. Knives Out.
Wow. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
All right. Okay, number 3. This actually changed. This is actually different from my list before because I just saw it.
Okay.
And, number 3 is The Lighthouse.
Man, I want to see that.
I want to see it.
I loved it.
Okay.
Let me just say this: if you can have a movie with 2 guys, in a place talking to each other, it's like they really did it right here. It's black and white.
Mhm.
There are some weird things that happen. I'm not going to spoil anything, but things that you're not going to see coming.
Right.
When I'm talking about weird things, like it's you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like you're watching The Shining back in that time period.
Right.
The way it's shot, it's just so gritty and depressing looking, but God, it's so good. Robert Pattinson and what's his name?
Willem.
Oh, they are awesome. And Robert Pattinson, like I'm not the biggest fan of him, but this movie, I completely think the guy is
He can act.
he's underrated.
Like a good acting
He was
job.
great.
When did that
He
come
gets
out?
a bad rep for Twilight. What?
When did the movie come out? Out on physical media or Lighthouse? Is it?
Yeah,
out?
it's out now.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it come out because I want to see that one.
Yeah, the video.
Yeah.
Okay. They only got 2 copies. But,
Yeah, same with mine.
anyway, this is the film blew me away. And it's low. You can tell it's low budget, just from everything, but awesome. So that changed for me. That's my number 3 is The Lighthouse.
You know who directed it, right?
And I know a lot of people.
No, who was it?
The same guy who did
What?
The Witch.
Who?
Yeah, which I also like a
Yeah.
lot.
Uh-huh.
And he's got the same kind of style too. I mean, The Witch was set in the 1800s, so it's still kind of got that same kind of tone to it. It's a character-driven story as well, so it's good. I mean, honestly, I recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it.
It's really good. I saw it myself. I actually haven't seen
I haven't had a chance to see it.
It is still kind of considered a slow burn. I know a lot of people aren't really into that kind of thing.
I
but
like slow burn stuff.
I think in this case, it's different. So,
I mean, some of the greatest
my
movies
number
of all
10.
You guys seen it or no? Or Rob the one that's seen it?
Thomas said he saw it, right? Thomas, you said
Yeah.
I didn't see it yet.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson are fantastic.
So would you say
Yeah.
now you think he will be a good Batman, Robert Pattinson? Potential?
I think there's potential there. I just think, you know how he gets a bad rep for Twilight?
Yeah.
Because of that, I just don't really see anything with him, because he's just not appealing to me. But this movie, I mean, honestly, it really, when I look at him, I'm like, well, you're a fantastic actor. Like,
I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Just you wait.
Yeah.
He's gonna,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. So if you haven't,
All right. All right. Dan?
Okay, my number 3 is a movie. Even with all its faults, overall, I still did enjoy the movie. It's Avengers Endgame.
Mhm.
Again, it's my least favorite of the Russo brothers films, but when I look back at it, I was like, you know what? I mean, I feel like they did a good job for what they had. Maybe didn't agree with some of their aspects. Second act was too drawn out, but I mean, when even with all that, like my emotions were still, the heartstrings were pulled, with Robert Downey Jr. and Captain America, and when Black Widow died. So yeah, I still think it was a good movie. So it's my number 3. We've discussed it already. Yep, that's all I got.
I'm glad someone mentioned it. So I did enjoy it too. So
Yeah, it's good.
It's not. It wasn't as good as we thought it was gonna be, man. So, yeah. But go ahead, Thomas.
What is it now? Number 3?
Great, yeah.
number 3.
Same with Dan. Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think we pretty much summed all of it up though in the MCU stream on the last phase that we did. So if you want to see more of a detailed, in-depth talk about the MCU and that movie, just go check out that stream that we did on the MCU. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But I thought I enjoyed the film and things like that. There were a couple issues here and there, but overall I thought it was a pretty good movie to end the MCU.
God damn it, Professor.
So yeah, me and Dan actually had the same choice. I wasn't expecting us to have the same number 3.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even make my top 10, honestly, but whatever.
All right, Alex, number 3.
My number 3.
That was Thomas. That was a great segue. Alex is like, I wouldn't even make my top 10, and Thomas is like, well, no, 3 then.
That was his way of saying fuck you.
Yeah. He always doing that subtly.
Yeah. It was very fun.
Whenever I do things subtly, people seem to laugh at that. That's pretty good.
I don't.
And why are you on the stream?
It's my stream. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway. Mm-hmm. But my number 3. It's cool that I'm going to be the first one to mention this, because we haven't talked about this movie in any of the streams, and then and this was actually my most anticipated movie of 2019 when we did the show last year, and that's Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
See, I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to.
Yeah, I still haven't.
Okay, so I can't really give anything away unless you already heard the spoilers.
I mean, I know that Charlie Manson is in it, and I know the Charlie Manson story. I don't know if they follow that. But,
Yeah, I don't want to know any spoilers.
Okay,
yeah,
I won't give it away. I wouldn't give it away. I would say, even though I don't think it's one of Quentin's best movies, it's still really good. It is kind of a slow burn when you first see it.
Yeah.
It's not a fast-paced movie.
No.
But it all leads up to like when you get to the third act, which
the third act is unbelievably over the top and crazy. I love it.
But
Such a good ending.
Would you say it's Hateful Eight?
No, I thought Hateful Eight was a little bit better.
No, I like this. I actually like it better than the Hateful Eight.
And that was also
Hateful Eight is actually a slow film too.
They're both.
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
It's character driven.
Yeah.
Character and dialogue driven. It's the same way as this movie. So pretty much that's what I mean. Again, like it takes place in the late '60s where the Charlie Manson thing happened in real life.
You look like you're going into a trap, like in the Saw movies.
Saw 9. Sorry.
Look at the light. It looks like seriously.
Hello, Thomas.
I want to play a game, Thomas.
For years, you would always walk your dog and go out for dinner.
I call this trap the rack, the torture rack. Never die, Thomas.
Yeah. But yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is great. Brad Pitt is great, and if you're a fan of like the stuff from like the 60s at the time, there's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of fun stuff with that. The music, soundtrack's always great in Tarantino films.
60s was the
no
best.
different here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, watch it as soon as possible, man. I think you're really gonna like it.
Is it out yet?
Yes,
Or?
you can rent.
Oh yeah, it's on Blu-ray. You can
Like out of it.
I keep too close track on that stuff.
No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
damn
Give
right.
it
I have no life. I have no life other than movies.
But yeah, again, I can't give away too much, but yeah, it's my number 3. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Nice.
So now we're on to our number 2.
You want me to wait till he gets back, or
No, fuck him. No.
Yeah, because then we're just sitting here.
okay? So my number 2 is God. I loved this movie, Doctor Sleep. Probably one of my most anticipated for the year because my number one horror film is training, and this movie. Now I know a lot of people were disappointed with it because
Really? People were
disappointed because of the way it follows Kubrick's version and not Stephen King's book.
It's a sequel to the Kubrick movie.
It's a sequel. It's a sequel more to Kubrick's film.
They really they blended both
They
the
blended
book
both,
and
yes.
the yeah.
But see, people
That's
there are
dumb.
people who like the book adaptation fully, and then
Right.
You know,
I guess. Yeah.
but still, like the movie. God, it was some of it was hard to watch, and like the boy scene, the boy
That was rough.
that was rough. If you have kids,
I wanted that scene to end. I remember sitting there being like,
I can't believe it went on that long.
yeah, I'm like, please,
And
I'm
I've
like,
seen
let this go.
I've seen some gory shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're talking to I've seen it all. I've seen torture, all that. But when I saw that, it affected me differently because it was a kid and they were showing
His anguish.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah.
that proves he was doing good acting. He was
Yeah.
he was really good. And they even said
That was the kid from The Predator, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
I was watching some of the behind the scenes stuff. They were talking about how hard that scene was to film.
Oh, sure.
What's her name? Ferguson.
Yeah.
She was saying that, like how hard it was for her to film that scene.
I like her as an actress.
She's hot. She's hot, man. She could steal my Shining anytime.
What shot?
She can suck out my Shining anytime. Get out, Rebecca. Anyway, Dr. Sleep. Oh man!
Anyway, Dr. Sleep.
Boy.
You will not fall asleep while watching Dr. Sleep. Let me just say that.
No.
It's a slow burn kind of film, but man, it's just
Not really.
so many.
It wasn't for me, really. Snowburn. I thought I went at a good pace.
No, but I mean, it kind of had that Shining burn to it. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
The tone was very good. Like,
He survived the game. Yeah.
Oh, you're right there, Thomas.
My ass
He was
hurt so bad.
what the hell?
My ass hurt so bad.
Shit yourself?
Oh my god! You talk about my ass hurting so bad. Oh my god.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah, I just got to stand up for a second. I had to take the biggest dump.
All right.
Holy shit.
My stomach had I think my stomach had rumblies when talking about the worst movies of the year.
I figured.
Taco Bell?
No, surprised. No, Alex's favorite, Wendy's Baconator.
Oh, that was good.
But I did hear your number 2, Rob. It was Dr. Sleep.
That's
Dr. Sleep. I was talking about it, how you won't fall asleep while watching Dr. Sleep. That's ha. Anyway,
hi.
Oh yeah, I heard you and Dan cracking up. What was that all about? I heard like
Rebecca Ferguson.
what?
Rebecca Ferguson, I said she can suck out my Shining any day.
And no, he also the way he said Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep.
Anyway, yeah, Ewan McGregor is excellent. I love how that part with the bathtub lady in the beginning. Oh man,
Yeah,
that was creepy.
yeah, good tone.
The movie was awesome, man. It would have honestly been first on my list if it wasn't for whatever. But Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Dr. Sleep, number 2.
I gotta admit too, the girl that played the Wendy character looked really good.
Yeah. Oh, and a lot of great surprises. I'm not gonna give anything away, but like great surprises from The Shining, and as far as actors go, I didn't even realize they were gonna do that.
I'm just gonna piggytail off of him because my number 2 is the same, Dr. Sleep. So we might as well just keep talking about it.
Okay.
Just briefly, like, I mean, you know how everyone talks about like Avengers Infinity War, how like, oh wow, Thanos was such a well-developed villain. Rebecca Ferguson, how about that? Like, you totally got motives for this film. Like, you understood what she was trying to do. I thought, like, you don't usually see bad guys develop so well in films, and I thought they did a great job with her.
That little girl, the little girl was great too.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love that they spent time on developing is the right word, but Danny Torrance, we got to see where he was, and I remember there was like a 10-year jump, and like he had changed. Like, I liked all that stuff in like the nursing home, and like how he would like with the cat, like that's character development. Like, that was great. Like, I liked that stuff.
That girl looked just like Shelley Duvall, who they got to play.
Yeah.
She sounded when she's like, Danny, where were you, huh? Like, I'm like, wow. Like, how did they do that?
And I'll say I went into this movie like I was excited. I won't say like I had like, I mean, like in chapter 2, like my expectations were very high for that movie. This movie, I was just like, yeah, this looks really good, and like it blew me away. Like watching Dr. Sleep. When I left the theater, I was like, that was fantastic.
And it helped not knowing, because I'd never read the book, and it helped not knowing what was going on. I had no idea.
The book is only a couple years old. I didn't realize it was fairly new.
I actually have it. I have the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, the movie. I think like I said, going into it with just an open mind, not knowing things. Yeah.
And I also want to point out that this movie was critically acclaimed, but it bombed at the box office.
It was just bad timing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was marketed that well either.
No, it wasn't. And he played great supporting characters as well. Like, you have Henry Thomas, who was E.T., and Elliot in E.T. He has a role in this.
Which we won't give away what it was.
I loved, they showed it in the trailer too, like when he visits the hotel. Oh my God. Talk about great set pieces. I was like, wow, they got it specific. You can watch this movie, go back to The Shining, and match up the parts. It's the same. It's like the same exact thing. Like, oh, there's so much attention to detail. And I'm not even.
It was tough for me to choose between this and my number 1.
Me too.
So that's how much I liked the movie.
Yeah, I was going back and forth.
And you know how, Rob, you always complaining about like passing the torch, not doing it right. Like this one, you consider like this is done right, passing the torch.
Yeah, exactly. This is how you do a sequel. So many years later,
40 years,
and they even added new characters here. But they spent time with those characters, like he said. You actually fell for the characters. They didn't just be like, "Oh, here's this character. Oh, you're dead at the end or in the third act or whatever." It's just like, yeah, you understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say where Dr. Sleep was my number 10. It didn't make my top 5, but it did make my top 10. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Really surprising. I thought it was. I thought it was way better than I thought. I thought it was going to be really good. Like, wow, it's like them paying so much attention to detail like they did for the original Shining. It's just like, wow.
It shows
how good. It shows that Mike Flanagan knows what the hell he's doing.
Well, I think he's a fan also. He's a fan of The Shining. And I love when fans. This goes to Cobra Kai too. This is a TV show. It helps when you have fans directing and writing something that they're passionate about and continuing on with a story that they love. Cobra Kai is the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
So when they do a movie like that, man, there's nothing better. So
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So our number 2s.
Yeah.
I just did number 2 in the.
Speaking of number 2, Thomas.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, my number 2 was rough, but
Well, you were right though.
What's that?
You're right though.
You're
my ass is healed. So
right.
okay, so my number 2 is a film that I was really anticipating for. Really loved the trailer. I thought it was like a really cool premise. I'm just gonna say right now, number 2 is Us.
Son of a bitch! You stole my fucking number 2.
I was wondering if anybody was gonna bring that up.
That's my number 2. Someone bitch stole my thunder.
High five.
Oh, you guys could talk about it together.
Yeah, just talk about
Like,
it.
Oh my god, Us. Was,
No, I'm sorry. It's say that we all love Get Out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, so I was hyped for his second film.
I was too.
And,
I guess so. Since this is me and Alex's number 2, I guess we can just talk about this together.
you go first because Tinley's your turn. So I just
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Peele. Like after seeing Us, I really look forward to seeing what his next project's going to be. You know, Get Out and Us are 2 big fat home runs in a row. I mean, and it's such a really cool premise with this family going on a vacation, and then they get stalked by these doppelgangers that look just like them. And really love the cast of Winston Duke and things like that. Jordan Peele once again knocks it out of the park directing wise, and really creepy premise, like really creepy imagery, and I'll tell you what too, a really really creepy musical score.
yeah.
The musical score in this is so
They took that song and they slowed it down. I mean, that was great.
Really.
so good. Such a great musical score. Now, would I say I like this more than Get Out? No, I probably say I think Get Out. I still think Get Out's still my favorite of the 2 movies.
I agree.
Directed.
Yeah.
But I still think Us was just another great knockout of the park for Jordan Peele. And when I first heard about the premise, I really had no idea what this movie was going to be about. I saw the poster. I'm like, what the hell is this? It looks like
One thing that pissed me off though was the off-screen kills. I thought there was way too many off-screen kills.
Were they though?
There was
quite a few.
There was the girl on top of the car who killed that guy running out.
Right.
There was inside the white
house, the
couple,
neighbors.
the neighbors. Those were off-screen kills.
But you can't see it, but like a faraway shot.
Well, it was like blurred out, like you couldn't see it.
Is that off screen? Like technically?
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how you'd categorize it, but I'm just saying, it felt like there was
that was done though. Like, oh, that's kind of cool.
It felt like there was too much of that going on. Like I never got to directly see someone just get killed.
What about the neighbor guy when they fought on the boat? We didn't see that kill either.
Oh
Right?
yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, that was off screen.
But I mean, when the girl gets the mother of the friends with the 2 girls, right?
Right.
When she gets hers, like remember the camera pans up, it doesn't even show it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's way too much of that, but that's just a little nitpick.
Well, like he doesn't do like body count horror movie, you know, like a slasher kind of film. And so I don't really mind off-screen kills like that. You know, it's not that kind of movie.
I wouldn't mind if there was just like maybe 1 or 2, but it just seemed like it was like there was all of them were like that. I don't know.
And I was going to mention like Lupita Nyong'o. She's great as both the original person and the doppelganger as well.
She was fantastic.
Which everyone, okay, I want to spoiler alert. Anyone's watching, everyone's seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Here.
that's cool. I like the twist. At first, I didn't. Like, on first time, I was like, but like, actually, you see the movie in a different way. It's like the original girl, she got switched over when she was in the beginning of the movie, and like,
what about the boy though? Like, does that ever get explained?
What?
No, there's no. It's left open for interpretation.
Yeah, because there's like hints that like he could also be a doppelganger because those twin girls say like your brother's all weird. He's very socially awkward. Not
You gotta pay attention to when he's doing this, like lighting
and like his doppelganger has a burned mouth, so it's covered, so he can't talk. So we don't know if he's actually doppelganger or not.
All right.
Pluto, that's like the doppelganger name. But yeah, like you mentioned the music, Thomas. The opening score, where he's like, the shot of the rabbits. Like, that's score like reminded me of like old horror films, like The Wicker Man and like The Omen, like creepy, like that.
I mean,
Cool.
I think the creepiest part for me was when the little girl walks out on the beach and it's dark and you see the storm
Yes.
before she walks into the mirror house of mirrors. That part, I don't know what it is. It's so simple, but it's so creepy.
I always thought the part was creepy when she's in the haunted house and her back goes to the mirror, and then all of a sudden it starts turning around, the little other version. I like that part too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jordan Peele definitely has a lot of really great direction with this.
Yeah.
He really does.
A lot of people are complaining about the humor in the movie. That it felt out of place. I don't think it did.
The humor?
The humor, yeah.
That was I think he went maybe a little overboard, but I wouldn't say it was out of place.
I feel like the humor was done a little bit better in Get Out.
Like they just seem like they're trying to leave, and then they're talking about like, you can't drive. No, I have more kills. No, I actually have more kills. Like stuff like that.
Yeah, some of the stuff they said was a little bit over.
Where they're like, they're just like, I think they're eating and they're kind of like relaxing because they think they're safer now. But like, there's dead bodies of neighbors. Like they're in the same room. Like they're acting like nothing's happening. It's kind of.
What's his name?
I think it's like dark comedy that he had. I think.
What's the guy's name who played the father?
Winston Duke.
Winston Duke.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. Like he was funny.
I like how he's kind of like a nerdy kind of dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like try and be cool with the kids, but he's not. You know. I mean, I don't know if you guys really, because you guys are dads, so.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, you feel
I'm a nerdy dad.
You try and joke with your kids, and like your kids think you're like lame or whatever.
No, my kids know. Like nowadays, I'm like, it's cool to be a nerd. They agree.
My kids all look at all this stuff and they wish they had it.
Is that what you said?
That's why there's always stuff missing from your shelf.
Get out the movie.
Oh no, I'm really anal about that. They pull something out, I'm like, put that back.
That's what I mean. They want what you have.
Oh yeah.
You're like anyone, you'll notice the difference.
They'll be grateful though. They'll get all this when they, when something happens to me.
No, but like they'll be into digital streaming stuff like that. Most likely. Just saying.
Your physical.
Forewarning.
The physical.
Physical challenge.
Physical.
Daredevil there.
Another complaint pure is like we're talking about like about like where did they get all those red suits? Where are they like the gloves and like the scissors? I'm like, did you not hear the part where there were a governmental experiment? Like the fucking government left it there. Who cares?
Okay, let me
there
say
is some logistic problem.
I think it was kind of over the top when they're underground mimicking the movements of the people above ground. Like, I thought that was just way too over the top because you cannot physically everyone have clones. Like, it's just not physically possible in a place like that.
Well, no, they try to explain it, which I don't like it. How they're like, oh, there are other facilities around.
There's other facilities.
But what if I'm going to take a trip to Florida and I drive 24 hours? Like, you see them like when they're like walking, then they're walking down there. Well, they can't leave the facility, so
they'll just hit the.
That's why
the wall and turn around.
Yeah.
But like you saw, like underground there wasn't the same amount of people underground as there was above ground. So where are all those?
That's what I mean. Like it's too much off-screen stuff that we don't see. But I think that was maybe just a little bit over the top, not explained.
That was my issue with the movie. I feel like it was a great idea, but the execution wasn't as great as it could have been.
I would have actually preferred it if it was just the one family that was doppelgangers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I guess, I wonder if that movie would ever get a sequel. I wonder if they'd ever do a sequel.
It's called Them.
Us and them.
Us and them.
But yeah, man, I really like Us.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, so I can't. Well, so me and Dan had the same number 3, and me and Alex had the same number 2.
Yeah. Rob and I have the same number 2, and Rob and I have the same number 1.
That's true.
That's true. Oh, you guys have the same number 1?
Well,
yes.
Okay. let's get on to your number one. What is it?
All right, Rob and Dan.
Okay, our number one is Joker.
Oh, I thought it was Alita.
Alita Battle Angel. I take that back. Alita Battle Angel. That movie was good. You know, James Cameron, he loves that movie.
Oh man, I love the big eyes. Like how they make a creature.
That is actually the true sequel to Terminator.
Yeah, Joker agreed. Come on, that was great.
That's also my number one.
Oh, 3 number ones.
Thomas, is that also your number one?
Joker's a
What, Joker?
Yeah.
No, it was my 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
No, that's not my number one.
Okay. We'll talk about it now.
Yeah, I just don't talk about it.
Can we just talk about the fact that we don't have to see Jared Leto's Joker again?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already said it.
Yeah, fuck Jared Leto.
Harley Quinn kills them in the Birds of Prey trailer right there.
You know what I'd like to? Okay, I just want to talk about one big positive about Joker is that I like how the film leads you in a way, then it completely turns. Like it makes you think something, and then you're like, oh, I hope they don't go this route, and then it does something completely. You're like, oh, like they do that like twice or 3 times.
Yeah,
in the
2
movie.
or 3 times.
That's the McQueen thing, right?
That's the one thing, yeah. And then also the neighbor,
The girl, the love interest.
right?
Yeah.
Love interest.
Yeah,
Well, then on the show, you didn't know. Remember, he went on the show to commit suicide, and then they changed that.
Right, yeah. Like, oh my God. Like, man, the movie, I want to say it's like close to a masterpiece. It is so good.
You know, Joaquin Phoenix is like in almost every single scene. So that means he, you know, like most movies, it's like, oh, like, you know, like, okay, this actor is in like 80% of the movie or whatever. He's in like 99% of the movie.
If you watch his interviews, he actually studied the person he's doing with like mental health issues.
With that laugh is a real thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is. I seen the YouTube videos.
Man, I mean, that,
You know what's funny? The laugh is when he suddenly stops.
Yeah.
And how about like when he's at the see, that's what everything's so obscure. Like when he's at the comedy club and he's taking notes from the comedian, and the comedian says something funny, and the whole crowd laughs, but he doesn't. He laughs a little off from them. It's like they all laugh, and then right when they get quiet, then all of a sudden he laughs. It's like he just gets the joke at that point. Something's just not right with it.
Yeah.
I like that. He also lost weight for the that one part where it shows his back. That, oh my God, it looked gross, but still at the same time you're like
pretending to dance like you're a good dancer. I know.
Yeah.
He shoots the gun through the window.
I do like I do like the tie-ins though with like Thomas Wayne,
Bruce Wayne, something.
Yeah, like I do like that. I mean, I think the movie without that would have been still good. Yeah. But I do like that there's little Easter eggs. I mean, that's fine. But the Joker's such a mysterious character. I think in this movie they really gave you something to like here. Like I think
this is the best kind of way you can do a Joker. Or
I mean, what made the Joker good in The Dark Knight was the fact that we didn't know nothing about him other than the fact that he just liked to create chaos, and that's it. In this movie, it's like he's weird, and he's got all this stuff going on, like with his backstory. But I think they gave us enough to care about what's going on, and it goes somewhere. Like I don't know.
And another thing I want to say, like, I one of the big reasons why a lot of people love the movie is the portrayal of mental illness. Like a lot of people like could relate to that, like or anxiety or something like that. You know, that it's a very touchy subject, but it's done well, and it's done. I think
that goes back, that goes back to Halloween 2018 when Jamie Lee Curtis talks about playing Laurie as a she has trauma.
Survivor, yeah.
The trauma she's going. So that's basically a movie about her dealing with her trauma. So it's like this movie, he's dealing with his issues, and it's like, it gives you more of a deep character story, I guess.
And what I thought was so brilliant about the movie is like, okay, this is what happened. This is how someone like the Joker can become. Like someone like Arthur Fleck can become someone like the Joker. Like,
I mean, look at his life.
Well, and that's exactly what Alex, what you said about mental health.
Yeah. Also like a terrible life. In his childhood,
Right? Yeah.
living in a terrible city like Gotham City. You know, all that put together can create the Joker.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I just think it's more realistic this way than having someone just be mentally crazy for no reason. Like, there has to be something that scars a person's brain, like, and really messes them up. And I think this was a good push for someone to go over the edge.
It was filmed in a way that you really did feel like you were in like the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh God, yeah,
in the score, yeah.
Mhm.
And the violence, like every time that happened in the movie, I reacted differently than I usually do in like horror films. It was more like it was actually like really disturbing. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my.
Like when he shot Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
How about that? A lot of people talk about the scene where the midget is stuck in the room and he can't reach the lock, and you're like,
I love that part.
Like you didn't know what was going to happen in that scene.
That's what's good too, is that it's random.
Right.
Like,
I love the usage of a black comedy in that scene.
Yeah, I do admit it. This movie is just, oh my God,
so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can look up the film. You know, this movie is gonna
number one spot for sure.
It's gonna stand the test of time. But yeah, that's all our number ones. Joker.
Yeah. Thomas has to go still.
Who would have thought the Hangover guy?
Right.
This
right.
Like he hasn't really done anything.
Not like this.
I don't think. Yeah.
Either your Hangover, Old School.
Yeah. He does mostly just like So.
Wait, Al, that was your number one as well?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been talking about.
How about that?
Yeah, and the movie turned out so much more complex and interesting than I ever thought it would be. Yeah. So yeah. Our number one, Rob, Dan, and mine's number one is Joker.
Wow. I mean, it made it in my top 5, so we all got Joker in there, which is pretty good.
This is a lot. Like, Dan's kind of right. Like, movies were not that impressive. Like, look at we're all having the same number one.
We figure me and Dan had the same number 3. Me and Alex had the same number 2, and you guys had all the same number 1.
Okay, what's your number one then, Thomas?
My number 1, you mentioned it already, Alex. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a film. This was actually a film that I was really looking forward to. Actually, my mother's birthday was August 9th, 1969, when it happened.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She was born the day that it happened, 1969. Yep. Nice little piece of cool info right there.
How weird, man.
Yeah. It happened She was born August 9th, 1969, when it happened.
Wow.
Which is really eerie. So I was really looking forward to seeing this. My mother was looking forward to seeing this and things like that. She followed the story a lot and things like that when she was like older and things like that. She saw like all the news media growing up on the news throughout like the 80s and things like that in the 70s and things like that. She saw like all the news articles, and it was a really big story. And when I heard that they were going to do, Quentin Tarantino was going to do a movie about the Manson like storyline, or Manson being incorporated into the 60s storyline that he did, really excited to see what it was. And the cast really won me over with Brad Pitt and DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, Al Pacino. I mean, just so many people in this movie. And the movie was really, really good as well. It's a slow burn movie. Like Alex said, it is a slow burn, but it's one of the slow burn films that I don't mind, because I like the characters. I like DiCaprio and I like Brad Pitt. I like their dynamic duo between each other. You know, DiCaprio is a struggling actor. and Brad Pitt's his stunt double, who works with him a lot as a stunt double. Pacino is a guy who is an agent who hires DiCaprio to get a bounce back, and DiCaprio ends up working on this cowboy show. I forget what the name of it's called though. But Luke Perry, the last role he did before he passed away, Luke Perry, he has a small role in this. He's really good as well. And you have other great characters, like you have some of the Manson members in here. You have Dakota Fanning as one of the Manson members, as Squeaky. You have you even have Danielle Harris in a small role as one of the Manson members. She's a pregnant girl.
Yeah.
Even Harley Quinn Smith is in this as one of the Manson members as well.
Yeah.
And you also have Lena Headey from the TV show Girls. She's one of the Manson members. And actually, a little piece of info about the film. I'm sure you guys probably know during the making of the movie, Burt Reynolds was supposed to be in the movie. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. I heard.
And if you don't know, he was supposed to play George Spahn. Now, George Spahn, if you know the story, George Spahn was a guy he was kind of like a partially blind guy who owned the ranch, and he let Manson and his cult rent out the ranch and let them stay there for their hideout, and he was kind of like there. And Burt Reynolds was supposed to be that character, but Burt Reynolds passed away before his stuff was filmed, and they got Bruce Stern, who was a longtime friend of Burt Reynolds, to play George Spahn instead. And granted, I would have loved to have seen what Burt Reynolds would have done. It's a shame that he passed away.
Not to give anything, he only has one scene.
He only has one scene, yeah, but it would have been cool to see Burt Reynolds. But Bruce Stern does a really solid job as George Spahn.
He was also Hateful Eight, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Hateful Eight and Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The way he says it, Squeaky.
And on top of that, I'm going to say one of my personal favorite scenes in the movie. I don't want to get into too much detail.
The third act?
No, that has nothing to do with the third act.
The ranch.
It's a part where Brad Pitt's character picks up one of the girls from the Manson members, and goes back to the ranch because he wants to go see George Spahn, because he used to know George Spahn back in the day. And when he's leaving, his car's parked out on the ranch, and one of the Manson members stabs one of his tires and lets all the air out. And he said, fix my truck.
Shut up.
If it's gonna give up anything away, though, I don't.
Well, it's not like a storyline thing.
It's not a story spoiler, but it's like a cool moment that you.
It's a cool moment. I'm just gonna say it deals with Brad Pitt. It deals with Brad Pitt, one of the Manson members. That's all I'm gonna say. Pretty damn cool.
To correct you, Brad Pitt's character is not on his way to the ranch. He just picks her up because he always sees her trying to hitch a ride, and she tells him the ranch, and then he's like, "Oh, I know that place. I'll take you there." Just happens.
And on that too, you also have people like Austin Butler, who plays Tex. He's one of the Manson members.
Yeah, if you're familiar.
Like I'm saying, that whole finale is so good. I mean, it's a slow burn film, but that third act, like that last couple minutes when the whole finale went down, I mean, it was so worth it. I mean,
make no mistake, this is not a movie about. Yeah, it's not about the Charles Manson.
No, I know. It's not really about. It's like Charles Manson incorporated. It's more about Tarantino's.
At most, it's a subplot.
Yeah, it's a subplot. The story's more about Tarantino's homage to like the '60s and actors from that time, and like the clothes they wear. And I will. The Bruce Lee scene was pretty good too. I like that scene with the Bruce Lee, the guy that plays Bruce Lee.
I'd not to give anything away. That was a controversial scene.
And it was cool. And also, too, some people that work with Tarantino in the past, Kurt Russell's in there, too, in a small role.
Him and Mike's.
Zoe Bell from Death Proof, she's in there, too.
Yeah, son of a...
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't get a chance to talk about Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate. Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate is really, really good too. She has the look. And on top of that too, Tarantino really has a great feel of the '60s, like the props, like the clothes they wear, like it screams '60s. The way that Hollywood looks in the town and all the signs that are up, it screams like great '60s.
like the studio lots, like they're filming the Cabo show, and then like and like behind them, like
I just realized the name of the show is Lancer.
okay, like what like they're in the studio lot and they're ready to film the Cabo show, and like you've seen people walk around like with the sci-fi suits, costumes, and they mentioned Batman or Batman TV series, the Adam West Batman TV series, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of great homages. Tarantino,
Yeah, especially like he's there to like because he's filming the Green Hornet show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be around that time.
Yeah, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is such a great movie. One of the best. The like I was saying, the third act ending is so satisfying. It's so amazing. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, but I mean that alone would have been my number one favorite of the year anyway, just because of that third act. But it's more than just the third act that I love. But that's why it's my numero uno.
All right.
cool. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm speechless.
Abraham Lincoln. You got a letter from Abraham Lincoln?
What do you say? Like dog diggity, whatever he says.
Now are we doing like anticipated movies?
Yes. Yeah.
Top five or no? We got to kind of wrap them off.
It's over. Fuck 2019. We're done with that year.
Yeah.
We're never speaking of it again.
So do you guys want to recap what our 5 worst and best was again, just real quick?
Sure, he's fine.
So that way people can get a recap of what they were.
Yeah. Okay. Recap mine. Number 5, Shazam. Number 4, Knives Out. Number 3, It Wasn't Prime Time in Hollywood. Number 2,
Wait.
And number
Is
1.
that the best?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're just recapping.
Yeah.
So that was your top 5 best. My top 5 best were Joker. Let's see. It was Joker.
Oh fuck! I didn't mention my honorable mention. Sorry, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can mention them.
Yeah, like two movies I really wanted to put on the list, but didn't quite make my top 5 were Doctor Sleep, which you guys already covered. I pretty much agree with everything you guys said, and Ready or Not, which blew me away. And like that was
really good. Yeah.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one of the few movies.
Ready or Not, here I come, bitch.
Movies nowadays, I did not see the trailer to it at all. I didn't hear about it till like a week before it came out. I was like, "Oh, cool." I'll check it out. So I saw it blindly, and like that helped. Like, wow, like the movie, I did not expect anything to happen in that movie.
You keep making children's games into horror movies. Truth or Dare.
There too.
Yeah.
The next one, Shoots and Ladders.
What about the jump rope? Jump rope.
Red Rover, bitch.
Yeah.
Red Rover.
Right. Another okay. Other honorable mentions that were good movies. Richard Jewell, John Wick Chapter 3, Toy Story 4. I like the movie. Yeah, I understand what you're saying with the ending. It's like, why doesn't Bo Peep just go with Woody and everyone else? Like, do they even give a reason why she wants to?
I thought that whole movie Woody was out of character.
They didn't. It wasn't in character to do that.
Like that's it. Like everything else about the movie. Oh, actually, you know what? I felt the other toys like Buzz and Mr. Potato Head, Rex, all of them. They felt kind of useless.
It wasn't even about.
It was a Woody movie.
Right. But you know what? The opening scene got me back into like, the franchise. It was like, it was emotional. Like, okay, it started off really good, like really, really good. But like, yeah, it was. I still like the movie. But again, you didn't really need it.
Oh, definitely. 3 ended the series perfectly.
Yeah, it was a perfect trilogy.
I mean, for a movie that wasn't needed, it still turned out decent.
Yeah,
it's fine, I guess.
Like Glass, Brightburn, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We mentioned.
That's also one of my honorable mentions. I forgot to mention too.
Crawl, which you already said.
Mm-hmm.
Rambo: Last Blood. Avengers: Endgame. I'll say that was the best MCU movie. So I'll just throw that. Best MCU movie of 2019. I know Rob's gonna hate this fucking pick. so much. The Child's Play remake. I have to mention that. I know he's gonna say. Dude, honestly, dude, I was against this film. I was not looking forward to it at all. I thought it looked like crap in the trailer. I was like, why are we making this when the series is still going on? But I was surprised I actually liked it. It wasn't great. I wasn't like, oh my god.
I just the doll looks like Corky from Life Goes On. He looked like a retarded version of the doll.
After a while, I kind of got used to it. Like, okay, well, that's how. And I like.
That's fine.
And I liked the Andy Chucky relationship in this one. How completely the opposite it was from the original.
Audrey Plaza was wooden. She was like a
sure. No, here's the thing. About. Besides Chucky and Andy and the kills, nothing about it. Everything else was that good.
The kills were, I will admit, the kills were pretty good.
Yeah, they were there. That's also surprised me. I also liked how it didn't try to copy the original. It didn't like have the same exact scenes. It didn't have the same exact lines. Huh?
The year just sucked.
It was a bad year for movies, I thought.
Whatever. Old man.
I want to see a lightsaber fight.
Maybe one day, right? You gotta have a red lightsaber though. And the last one I want to mention.
I want you to get the Count Dooku crooked dick one.
He's getting that one. But like the last one I want to mention, I just also recently saw this, and this is a good zombie movie. Not like the other crappy one. Was Little Monsters with Lupita Nyong'o. Like that was
Never seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh yeah, it's on Hulu. I want to see it. It's on a Hulu film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer to it though? Like at all?
No, I didn't see.
I haven't seen the trailer.
Okay, it's pretty much like she's a school teacher, and then zombies show up. They're on a field trip, and then she's like a kindergarten teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And like to protect the kids, she tells them like it's all make believe is a game. Don't calm down. We're just gonna like not freak out and as a way to protect them. But it's done. You gotta see the movie. You know, it's really funny and it's really gory, pretty much.
How about that?
Some good practical effects on the gore.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
This is my voice, God. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You guys want?
Can I name some honorable mentions really quick?
Go ahead.
All the ones you named, well, not all of them, but ones that Midway, I thought that was good. Rambo Last Blood, you already mentioned that one. 3 from Hell, I thought was your favorite, The Intruder. Ma, I thought Ma was pretty good. What the fuck is wrong with you? I thought Good Boys was pretty good too.
Good Boys was hilarious. That was probably my favorite comedy of the year.
Banana Splits movie was fun. Let's see what else.
I did see that.
My kids love this film, and I actually thought it was pretty decent. It was Secret Life of Pets 2.
Yeah, that was decent.
It was fun. Harrison Ford actually plays one of the dogs.
What? He does?
Yeah, that's exactly how he is. I thought it was, I don't know. They didn't need to make another one, but, whatever.
It's all about money.
That's it.
Okay.
I did see the Banana Splits movie.
It was
it was decent, but I think Meet the Feebles was far better.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Hey, let's make a goal. Let's make a goal to end this at 3 hours.
No, we still got most anticipated 2020.
I'm saying let's go through them quick.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
I only have 3, so.
Okay. Oh, you can go first in this one.
I got 5 just because we were doing top 5.
Okay, you can go first. Dan can go first in this one.
I'm not even doing that. I just have the list. in the dates they come out.
All right, most anticipated 2020.
All right, so I went through 2020, and now it's called most anticipated, and really there's only 3 movies that I'm looking forward to enough to be like, yeah, like I want to really see these movies. Now there are movies that I'm like, yeah, I'll see that movie, but I'm talking anticipated. I only had 3
that you would jizz over.
Right. These are my 3 movies.
Yeah,
right. Wonder Woman 1980.
Oh, I jizz all over that.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh man.
And Halloween Kills.
Oh man,
That's it.
That's it. Wow.
a lot of spunk.
Dan, Rob, you want to go next?
Huh?
You want to go next on your list?
I guess. Okay. Top Gun. I'm looking forward to that because I am a big fan of the original.
Mhm.
And it looks interesting. You said Wonder Woman. Ghostbusters. You said that. Godzilla versus Kong. I'm looking forward to.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. You're not looking forward to that?
Not anymore.
Well, I didn't
Not
see
anymore.
I didn't see King of the Monsters. I don't even care, but
Yeah,
with
at
these
the end,
two,
I'm like, man, I'll see it, but I'm just not anticipating.
Halloween Kills. You already said that. Jizz again. I'm really interested to see how the Candyman remake is going to be.
I am too.
That comes out June 12th. So
Yeah, my birthday.
Produced by Jordan Peele.
That's why I'm curious about it, because Jordan Peele is producing it.
Tony Todd's coming back. Tony Todd's coming back. One way or another.
we're getting, of course, Black Widow and the Eternals, which are going to be different. Well, the Eternals is going to be different, but I'm really kind of interested to see what they do with that. And then New Mutants, of course, I think looks interesting.
Yeah.
Quiet Place 2. Gretel and Hansel, I think that actually looks decent. I mean,
That could be good.
can't really go by it could be good. I think there's something there, and it's got the actress from It,
Yeah.
the new It.
Yeah.
Conjuring 3, which is not going to be directed by James Wan. I don't know if that's going to be good or not, but I like the Conjuring movies, so that comes out September 11th. Bill and Ted's new movie. I'm kind of wondering how that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And Dune, the remake of Dune. That.
Yep.
Then there's also Fast and the Furious 9. Honestly, I don't care at this point because fucking Hobbs and Shaw can kiss my ass. I honestly don't see how it's going to get any worse. So, Quiet Place 2. Honestly, I don't think Quiet Place needs a sequel, but
I agree, but that trailer is really good though.
Last one I'm going to say is Venom 2. I wasn't the biggest fan of Venom. I wasn't the biggest fan of Venom 1, but I think there might be some potential with the second movie because of the characters. I think if they do it right, I think it could be good, maybe. So I'll give it a chance. So that's it.
And especially with the new director and all that stuff too.
Exactly. What?
If they even start filming it, they haven't even started filming.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
Not sure. Maybe they'll scrap the fucking thing. I don't know.
I doubt they might delay it.
That's it for 2020. What a sucky year already.
Spirits, you got more? You got some here?
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
I'll just go through the ones really, really quickly, then I'll get to my main top 5. I have 16 listed here. I couldn't really think of 30, but I got 16 of them here. The Woman in the Window with Amy Adams. Godzilla vs. Kong, you already mentioned that. One thing you did not mention yet that I really thought looks cool is Antlers.
I heard.
Oh yeah,
That look interesting.
it does. I guess it does. Yeah, I just don't know much about it.
The trailer looked pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be about. Venom 2, you mentioned that already. The Conjuring 3, that was mentioned already. Ghostbusters Afterlife, that was mentioned. Top Gun Maverick, Candyman, that's already mentioned. New Mutants. One I'm really looking forward to that you guys didn't mention yet is The Invisible Man.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know how I felt about it, but yeah, I mean,
That looks pretty cool with Elizabeth Moss. Looking for that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's going to be like. I'm actually looking forward to Birds of Prey just because I'm just curious to see what's going to be. So now we're getting on to like my main top 5. So my main top 5, number 5 is Quiet Place 2.
Cool.
Trailer looked really good. Number 4, you mentioned this already. Bill and Ted Face the Music, or Bill and Ted 3. I think the guy that did what was it? What was that movie? Project Almanac. Dean Parasite. Didn't he do the new Power Rangers movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I love Project Almanac.
I think he's doing the Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing because William Sadler back in death. You got
Interesting. I don't know.
coming back and
Bill and Ted.
things like that. I'm really looking forward to seeing with Bill and Ted 3. I mean, that's what my mother's really looking forward to that because she's a big Keanu Reeves fan.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is one that you guys didn't mention yet. I don't know if you guys watch this show, but I do. And the fact they're making a movie about it, I think it's pretty good or pretty cool. Impractical Jokers.
I like the show. I just don't see. I mean, it's one of these things where it's like what they do as far as improv goes. Like if you would watch the movie once, it's like I don't know how much you would want to watch it a second time.
Oh well, I love the show.
Yeah, we watch the show at home too.
The best like segment for me is the name game. That's like my favorite like segment is the name game one. Do you get what I mean by that? Like the name game where they make different names.
Yeah.
Like Did He Do That or Uncle Boobs or
Hooters.
Like
that. Yeah.
Crandus McBasketball.
That's what the game is called actually now.
Helena Bottom Farter. Chug Pickles. Number 2, Halloween Kills.
Ah!
Yeah, right.
And number 1, Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh!
All right.
All over Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Be right back, guys.
Okay.
I'm back again.
I want to motorboat the shit out of her.
Uh-huh.
It's coming back again. Hold on.
Oh, geez.
By the time you come back, the show's gonna be over. But yeah, say goodbye to the whoever's watching, Thomas.
No, I'll be right back. I'll be right back down.
All right. Well, I'm going to go through my list quickly. I'm going to draw out too much, but yeah. Since you guys the honorable mentions first, I'm going to do that too. Like New Mutants, that looks interesting. I'm looking forward to this because I'm a fan of the series. Purge 5.
Fuck that.
I haven't seen any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
The only good one is the first one.
No.
Yes.
No. Dude, Purge Anarchy is awesome. So's the third one. Oh, whatever. Hater. Anyway, I'm cautiously optimistic about this one, but I have my concern, and that's Bill and Ted Face the Music. I was like, maybe it's a little too late to do that, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, I need to see a trailer. For that. Here's one that you guys are really looking forward to: Birds of Prey.
Fuck that.
I don't understand.
It looks fun. What is the problem?
It looks fun.
Yes.
I hate the tone of that movie. I don't know.
It's like you combine Joel Schumacher's Batman with Suicide Squad. That's what it is.
That looks like fun to me.
Maybe a little surprise. I don't see how, but
Maybe retards will like it. I don't know.
Oh. The opinions of Rob do not represent the opinions of the whole movie busters.
You know what? I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give my own opinion, but whatever.
I'm going in with like low expectations.
Yeah, maybe we'll come out jizzing all over it.
You never know.
Jizz.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't be worse than Man of Steel.
Oh, but take that back, you motherfucker.
I ain't taking nothing back.
Wow.
Yeah. You know my fucking thoughts on that. Don't even be surprised.
Yeah, if you guys want to see that, watch our DC show. Watch the whole fucking thing. Start it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah, we fight each other a lot in that show. Another one, it's Edgar Wright's new film, which is our film. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe you guys think Shaun of the Dead's overrated. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, his new film, Last Night in Soho. Okay, he's okay. And I don't know if it's gonna be horror comedy or just straight up horror, but seems interesting. Here's another one. Here's another movie. I'm cautiously optimistic. Is Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Well, I'm a little worried, but
I'm not convinced that having kids take over as Ghostbusters is a great idea.
Well, yeah, that's
Why
what
would the original characters let them be Ghostbusters? Like, think about
I just don't want them at the end of the movie to be like, hey, these kids were able to stop the Ghostbusters and now they're in charge of Ghostbusters. Like, they're kids. Like, they gotta come up with
unless
something better.
the only way that could work if they have the original characters train them at the end. He's like, okay, we're gonna train you kids, so eventually you'll become Ghostbuster, like real.
where do you think that part comes in when she's firing the proton pack at that ghost?
Right, like in the middle of the film.
Wait, on the Ecto one, you mean?
Yeah, because she already knows how to operate the equipment.
That'd be the second
I
half.
think that's gonna be their first go at
Her
it.
first go, yeah, but like
I'm pretty sure the first act is all gonna be.
if they like fuck it up, like if she's like causing damage and like not knowing
And that's what gets the original characters to come in the story, probably. Like,
Thomas, are you dying?
yeah, right?
I'm good.
I told you to stop eating fucking baconators.
And I'll tell you what, when I have Wendy's, this does not happen to me at all. Like, this is like unreal.
When that happens to you, whatever you eat, whatever it is,
It's only a select few.
don't eat. Stop eating it for a long time, buddy.
Yeah, don't fast food it off for a
Fast
week.
food's
and see
gonna-
if you
I
feel
haven't had a Wendy's burger in about a month.
But
I haven't had a Wendy's burger in about like a month.
like maybe it was cooked bad. But
It was piping hot. The food was piping hot.
like the meat.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know if someone
My burger was like loaded with bacon.
Uh,
someone might have jizzed on it.
that's the problem. It was loaded with bacon.
I got a free Frosty, so
Anyway, yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I think the first act is gonna be all introducing the kids and the new characters.
is that your anticipated of the year, Alex?
Like honorable mention?
Oh, honorable mention. Okay.
And then the second act is gonna be like them trying to be Ghostbusters, but they fail, and then the old characters come in, and then you have the third act where they probably work together and then defeat the ghost. That's how it's played out. I don't know. I just a little worried. The trailer wasn't
say
great.
that.
The trailer wasn't that good.
I'd have to say
Bro,
that
better, yeah.
I'd have to say that I'm just gonna say this. The movie that I'm looking forward to the most would probably, I'd say, Halloween Kills.
Mine is Wonder Woman. That's my most.
Only because like Halloween 2018, I thought it was good, but I'm just curious to see where they're going to go from here because
Michael Myers' portrayal in that movie was spot on, in my opinion.
And that was the highlight.
So hopefully they lead with that.
Yeah.
Okay, but last honorable mention is the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die.
Yeah, No Time to Die.
That looks good, but I'm kind of getting sick of him.
Okay. The trailer is really good, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the last one, Spectre. I thought that was kind of.
There's only one good one in my opinion. That's Casino Royale.
Dude, you like Skyfall?
It's all right.
Are you talking about like the best of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies?
Yeah, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, Casino Royale for me is like
it is the best one. I agree.
If I had a choice on my shelf to watch one of those, I would always probably pick Casino Royale over it.
I still say my favorite James Bond movie is still GoldenEye.
Well, I'm just talking about the.
No, I'm talking about my favorite James Bond movie in general.
No, I'm talking about it.
No, I like the only Daniel Craig one I don't like is Spectre. That's
I don't like
Quantum of Solace sucks.
Yeah.
No. Dude.
We're dumb man too.
Fucking hate it.
Quantum Solace is the worst Daniel Craig James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, dude, it's fat. Come on.
Thank you.
That's the worst one.
Because it's boring.
Spectre is boring.
Truth or dare, Alex.
Yeah. That's the running gag. We haven't mentioned that. The truth of their face.
Yeah, my fucking
Truth or fair.
so bad.
But yeah, that's my honorable mentions.
Pardon me, guys. My asshole.
Okay, these
so
are my
bad.
top 5 jizz anticipated ones.
My asshole on fire.
Uh-huh. All right, top 5.
Cable evacuation.
Yeah.
Whew.
Top 5.
Oh man.
Top 5. Hey, from number 5, Wonder Woman 84.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
Jizz all over it.
Do that Joker laugh when jizz all over the place.
What did you say?
You said good doubt.
I said Godot.
Good dope.
Actually, that was actually what's funny enough is that what's funny is we were just talking about the Impractical Joker.
Yeah.
You know, what's kind of funny. I was going to tell Dan this. What's kind of funny is we were just talking about the Impractical Jokers movie, and then Rob said Gal Gadot. The most recent Impractical Jokers episode they did it like a few weeks ago. They did the name game thing again, where they play a receptionist, and one of them was Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
All right, number 4. You know, I don't think a sequel is necessary, but the trailer looked really fucking good, and that was Quiet Place Part 2.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Number 3 is the new Candyman.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Suck it.
I wasn't expecting that to be in your top 5. I thought it would be like an honorable mention, maybe.
No, even though I didn't see the trailer, like, oh man, like Tony Todd's back. I'm curious how they have him.
He's going vaginas.
And it's more of a sequel, just the first movie. Really? So yeah, Jordan Peele's producing. He wrote the script, so like. All right, keep talking, Rob.
Oh shit! I'm laughing.
All right. Yeah, Candyman number 3. Number 2. I can't believe you guys. Nobody's mentioned this at all. And then
Can you believe it?
yeah, what?
He said, "Why can't you believe
Why
it?"
can't you believe it?
I would think. I would think at least Thomas would have mentioned. He didn't. Not even he's mentioned this movie.
Wait,
What is it? What is it?
Christopher Nolan's new movie, Tenet.
Oh, fuck that movie.
Oh, you mean that big old shit fest that they showed during what movie did we?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. They showed that 10-minute thing.
There's a 10-minute clip, and it's like, what the fuck? I think Christopher Nolan is crazy.
They showed a 10-minute clip of that movie, and
Yeah.
it was like terrorists.
It was like the most. You had no idea what was going on for like 10 minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you gotta see the whole movie.
Because of that, I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
Okay. You're
that's
lost.
what made me see Godzilla King of the Monsters. They showed a clip of that
Oh yeah,
movie too.
they did that too. Yeah. We're not kidding. It was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it's literally a 10-minute.
We were
clip.
sitting there in this thing, and I'm like,
he's done that before.
huh?
He's done that before in some of his other movies.
Yeah, I know, but honestly, Christopher Nolan, the last few he's done, I haven't been fans of. So,
What's up? Well, that's you. That's you. That's just you.
well, no one else mentioned it. So that's you that wants to see it.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be on my list right here.
I actually wasn't the biggest fan of Dunkirk, to be honest.
Dunkirk
dumb. That I didn't like.
They showed that too much. They marketed that way too much. Like we give a shit about.
It's a war film. So,
I love Dunkirk.
I wasn't a favorite.
I heard 1917 is better.
I didn't see 1917 yet.
I didn't either, but I just.
How about 1918?
What about 1918?
Oh, good year.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, what's number one?
Number one is, of course, should be no surprise, Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Did we all have that as on our top 5?
Yep, I did. It was my number 2.
Okay. So wow, we all had that one. Did we all have Wonder Woman top 5 or no?
Yeah,
That was
I did.
number 1.
I had number 5.
Wonder Woman would be on my top 5.
So those two are all in our top 5. Alex was the only one that didn't have Ghostbusters in top 5, I think, right?
No.
It wasn't in my top 5.
I didn't even do a top 5, but
My
I like 3 movies. So
my top 5 were my top 5 were Wonder Woman.
yeah, real fast. My Wonder Woman
On there.
Halloween. Did you break it?
It made a crack.
You broke the chair. You broke the chair. I'm live.
I don't think he broke it. I don't.
That's hilarious.
He would have fell backwards.
This show's unpredictable.
I thought maybe you like ripped one.
I did. Sounds like a
Oh man.
I mean, it's
Whenever we mention Wonder Woman 1984, it's like it's always jizz. It's a jizz fest.
I mean, this show is full of surprises. Dan's picks. Thomas has the runs, and then Dan breaks the chair. He's like, no.
What happens next?
Alex has a ghost. The light went out earlier.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
That's creepy.
Your house is haunted. Is the Conjuring in your house?
Yeah, I gotta call the what's the family's name? What's the character's name?
Warren.
The Warrens. Need to call.
The Ghostbusters.
Call him now.
Call the Ghostbusters.
I see the nun back there.
Yeah.
2016
La Llorona.
Ghostbusters.
Mariona. Love the. Oh,
But yeah.
2020. Yeah. So we're all not going to the theater at all this year.
No.
Wait till it comes out on fucking Fire Stick.
And then you're gonna say, and then we're gonna say, oh, what are we watching?
Huh?
What?
And then we're gonna say, why didn't we watch that earlier?
Well, no one came into the chat. I just get a couple people. That's it.
No, everybody leaves early.
Yeah, they said fuck us.
Yeah.
They don't want to see quality entertainment.
So we passed the 3-hour mark, just like we said it would.
I tried to get under 3 hours, but you guys wouldn't have it.
Never gonna happen. All right, there you go. I think it's time to end the show.
All right.
Well, I got nothing. So.
Well, at least I wasn't in the bathroom when the show ended.
That actually would have been better.
Oh, please.
I got him. All right.
I'm gonna have to drop it here pretty soon. Maybe.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
All right.
It was a crazy one. It's a great one.
A lot of jizz.
A lot of jizz, a lot of shit, a
lot of runs. Yep.
You should never know. All right, everybody. Good night.
Bye, Danny.
Yo.
They said to me,